What's up, everybody? Welcome to Thursday night, regularly scheduled Hostilities. Huge, loaded night, as you can all see, with your host, for fuck's sakes, Chuck Winchester, Yvonne DeBoard, the current reigning, defending Josh DeBoard, and I think a former champion.
Yes, the first undisputed champion. Because we gave it to Yvonne because we tied.
She earned it.
I earned that.
So you were champion because you got Bischoff. That's fucking cute. So,
and I earned it. Nothing was handed to me.
And then I've been written off TV for the.
Technically, it was literally handed to you. So that's a faulty reign.
No, it's not faulty.
No, it's fucking faulty.
Look at Triple H's title reign. That's not faulty.
Yeah, but he had like 20 of them.
Well, but by your definition, 19 of them.
She had one given, then she had a 10-minute one.
That's still earned, though.
I earned both. I was 2 times.
Look at the women's championship in Charlotte's reign and
I wanted that.
Becky Lynch's reign. That's like over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
It's 2 times, by the way.
I like how
it's
your
all
mind's
right.
getting paired to Becky Lynch, but okay.
And Charlotte. I appreciate it.
Oh, she's got kids now.
Oh, I missed the banter.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, we are back. For you guys watching, I'll pray for you.
All right, guys. So
this fucking sharing stuff. Stupid.
I know Sharon sucks terribly, but it is Thursday night. It is your favorite wrestling show of the week. Better than Raw, better than Tuesday night NXT, better than Wednesday night AEW, better than whatever the fuck is on Thursday night these days, and way better than WWE SmackDown. It is Thursday night, regularly scheduled Hostilities. We are going to get rolling. We are just 2 weeks away, 2 weeks from Money in the Bank. Which means we're just 2 weeks away from me whooping your ass at Money in the Bank when it is Yvonne.
We will see.
There's no we will see. There was Chuck Winchester laying down the law.
It's a hell of a promo. They're like,
that was promo.
I'm going to come out and beat your ass. All right, maybe. It might happen.
No, there's no might. It is a guarantee. What would The Rock say? It is a fucking fly. I'm not sure The Rock.
There's a fly, is what The Rock would say.
I think so.
All right, then segueing to
He's done with that.
whose ass kick do I kick for another fucking pay-per-view?
If you remember correctly, last year at Money in the Bank, you won that briefcase and cashed in. And there was, what would Vince say?
I cashed in at SummerSlam.
What would Vince say?
And I had the belt already.
What would Vince say? You didn't have the belt already.
Yes, I did. I had the belt and the briefcase.
Oh, that's right. That was that bullshit.
We try to forget about that. We try to forget it.
That was terrible booking by a terrible agency.
Yeah.
Terrible creative.
Terrible creative.
Well, those rules change now, so
Yeah.
we changed that.
Yeah, we did. So let's get right into it. We got Bennett, first time back since when?
Oh, man, pre-COVID.
I'm not even sure our live viewers know who the fuck you are.
They do not. They're missing out on what was
It's very audio.
the ground point to yes, I'm old school on VHS on the podcast. They got me in a $5 bin at a garage sale.
In Walmart.
I got wrote off TV. I lost my smile or some shit.
That
I
happens.
tried to get a comeback. It didn't work. Faulty creative.
Did you just guest referee anywhere? Or
I did not. I took some time off and did some soul searching. At the times I tried to come back, I reached out to the creative team here, and I wasn't able to fit into their schedule.
Well, you know what they say. Newbie's always better. And
at least you know, like Phil.
I got replaced by Just Incredible.
we killed Phil off TV.
Yeah, you guys did.
Dead man walking.
This is my proudest moment.
Which is awesome that you talk about killing someone off, heading into Money in the Bank. But last year, Money in the Bank, didn't they kill 2 people?
2 people.
When they fell off the roof?
Yep, Rey Mysterio and
Was it Corbin?
Well, they're okay because one's an AEW and
Was
one's a
it
tag
Corbin
champion.
and
So I think they're all right.
I think Rey Mysterio, he came back the next night.
And Karma came back to Corbin because now he's sad as shit.
Corbin and Mysterio.
His shit got towed Friday.
Don't worry though. There's going to be a happy Corbin in your future.
I don't think that's what they're going to call him.
I think that's
No
what they
more
will call
King
them.
stuff.
I think it's going to be happy. Apparently, they just hate Baron so much that it's got to be King Corbin for what seems like 87 years.
They finally ended it.
Isn't
Finally.
Baron a form of a king? Like a different.
I don't know what Baron means. All I know is I thought Baron was like the Red Rider.
I thought Baron was like, you can't have kids.
Oh, wow.
That's also Baron. That's a good point.
Maybe that's why he's sad.
Yeah.
But anyway, somebody else who's sad Bad segue.
That's
Jimmy
all right.
Uso.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be
So-
sad guy.
Going back to Friday.
You know, we all have to get drunk.
You know, to help Jimmy's cause, we're all sober right now.
Yeah, except
Um,
for me, because you know.
Where's our
He's not driving anywhere.
hashtag the random? Yeah, you tune in. It's random.
It's definitely
Um,
yeah.
Hey, thanks for tuning in.
It's definitely
Tuning
random.
in, Steven Shaw. Appreciate you, brother.
But there's Jimmy.
Look at
Friday.
Edge's face. Wow.
So Edge just beat the shit out of him.
Beat the crap.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
They're trying to make it believable that Edge is going to win.
I know.
Not buying it.
That's the thing, man. With like that Edge, like that's the face that we saw back when Edge got big, back in like
Mhm.
06 when he really took off 05, 06.
Yeah.
And like that's the crazy Edge that really made him a main eventer. So to see that again
Mhm.
is really cool.
So he's going to be really pissed at Seth. When
But,
he
Yeah,
lost him.
oh,
but we
yeah.
know
Title.
what's happening, so that doesn't matter in 2020 fucking one.
Doing that thing with his hair going completely
Yeah.
nuts. That's the Edge we know.
Always fun.
The good thing for Jimmy is, I'm assuming
Poor
he probably
Jimmy.
won't be on TV tomorrow. So
Poor
this
guy.
would have been a good. This is a good way to at least write him off for a couple
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
It's like Jay's going to come back.
So for those of you who don't know, whether you're a live viewer, whether you're an audio listener, Friday night after Edge almost murdered him, he decided to get drunk, as we all would after a
did.
situation like that. And unfortunately, he was issued a real life, not kayfabe DUI.
Wow.
And
That's crazy.
that's the second one in 2 years. Granted, in 2019, he was not found guilty, so that's nice.
Well, that is.
But he it's the second time being convicted
Wow.
in 2 years. Plus, there's another charge of him who he got in a fight with a cop while he was intoxicated.
Jeez,
Different charge
wow.
altogether, not a DUI, but in my opinion, still not a good look.
No, it's not. It's
No,
not.
I mean-
No.
At this point, you're WWE.
And you're a main eventer.
Do you cut ties? I mean, Jeff Hardy was
no,
a main eventer.
they're not going to cut ties.
No, they won't cut
No,
ties.
they're not.
He's related to the Rock. roughly.
They'll help him. I mean, they're still helping people that don't work for them.
Sure.
So they'll give him the help.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
you can't. I mean, obviously, this help's hadn't been offered. It's not like he's someone that's been gone or
Sure,
whatever.
and he's
Like-
young. He's like our age.
Like he's there all the time, and now he's
Mhm.
involved in the
Unfor-
biggest storyline you have going.
It's one of those things. It's like if it was Angel Garza, he'd probably get fired.
Mhm.
But he's Jimmy Uso.
He's been around.
The
Well-
ties, like he's in the biggest storyline in WWE.
Sure.
He's an Uso. So like if you fire Jimmy, then Jay's like you lose half of the.
No, they're not gonna fire
because,
Jimmy.
yeah,
It's a
Jay,
tag
Jay will
team,
be
yeah.
out very soon after. If they, I mean, I see your point. If they let Jimmy go, Jay's probably going soon after because
Yep.
I don't see.
One without the other.
Yeah, like
Oh,
right,
Roman
so-
disagrees. Roman disagrees.
So with that, like
Yeah, he does.
you look back to the
Roman
Steiner
does.
brothers. All right, you can see Scott Steiner without Rick. You know,
Well,
you don't see Jimmy without Jay.
that could have been some of the Hardy Boys back in the day, but they did solo stuff.
Yeah, but again, Jeff became the bigger star, and you can see that. I think with them being twins, having pretty much the same exact moveset,
Mhm.
I think.
I don't
yeah.
see there's.
The same tattoos, vice versa.
Yeah, I don't think
You
you
know,
can change that.
all
to
this-
where
And I wouldn't be
successful.
shocked if we turn on SmackDown tomorrow and he's there.
He's there. Yeah.
I don't think he'll be there tomorrow.
I don't either. I think
I
Jay,
don't.
I think Jay will be back, and he's like, "Now where's your brother at?"
Yeah, 'cause,
and
I mean,
then-
I
and they'll
think
play
Edge-
that for a while.
Edge killed him off for a
Well,
while.
yeah. I mean, I don't think that was the plan, but
Sure.
they could use that.
But
So
that's
they
what's
lucked
gonna
out
happen.
there.
Roman wasn't even.
Hopefully
on
he
SmackDown
gets
this
the
week
help.
either.
Hopefully he gets the help he needs. WWE's done a really good job helping a lot of people in the past.
I'm gonna be honest with you. He doesn't need any help. He was fucking an idiot. He was driving from one town to another. He had too many beers. That's it. We've
That's
all
what
driven
that's what I
drunk.
would say.
Yeah,
Like-
it's just-
honestly, he was an idiot.
he's got to find that cutoff.
He's
Because
just an
this
idiot.
is a constant. Thing.
Right.
I mean,
You gotta
you're
be-
driving down the town.
You
I get. They all drink.
Sure.
Most of them. Yeah, I mean, Jericho has stories.
Sure, they all do.
Jericho.
You got to be smart about it.
Yes.
I don't think he was belligerent when he got. I'm sure I've
They said
drank
he
it more.
blew.
He blew a
2
205.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
you know how much that takes though? It takes a lot of alcohol in a very short amount of time. So he probably went to a bar, pounded them, and then decided, "All right, I'm going to go to the hotel." That's what probably happened.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe,
I'm
you
being
book a hotel with a bar in it.
maybe I'm being sympathetic. So I'm an alcoholic myself, but
All right, back to the.
Back to the story.
So what's so Money in the Bank's 18. So we got 2 more SmackDown. So this is the last.
2 more rock
tomorrow
shows.
is the last SmackDown in the Thunderdome because next
It
Friday
is
they'll
next
have
Friday.
live
First
fans.
live
That'd
show
be
back next week.
That'd be
And
awesome.
That's a
so
big deal.
They
That
taped
is.
Raw. Yes, they taped Raw Tuesday. So Raw next week. So they're
Live.
done. They're done in the Thunderdome after tomorrow.
Done going
night.
live going forward.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Well,
Hell
they've
yeah.
been live, but they
Sure.
they taped a week ahead because the lease I think ran out
That was
Wednesday.
all right.
Yeah.
So
Fair enough.
They're officially moving out of the.
So that $1 billion contract with Peacock can give more a week in that building.
My bad. Tomorrow's it.
I got
SmackDown.
Sure.
And then no more Thunderdome. Live fans from
There we go.
next Friday on. So that'll be cool.
That will be cool. It'll be very nice. I know AEW went live last night.
They
believe,
did.
right?
They
I
did.
didn't see it, but was it cool?
They've been live for a little while. Their last.
I think they have been.
episodes.
Oh, but like
last night
night
was their first show. They traveled somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the first-
okay,
they had the
They've been
original
at Daly-
stage.
they've been at Daly's
Daly's
place.
place.
Yeah, they had a stage back and stuff, and people were bitching that they should have got a new stage. They're a year old. Leave them be.
They're so with that, they're also like in debt a lot. From
Sure.
what I've read. I mean, they put a lot of money into the.
Well, that's what
this
happens.
Video game.
Yeah, you're a new company.
All
yeah.
right, so Yvonne and Bennett, because me and Chuck wouldn't know. Did you all see the fan? So I read there was a fan that got escorted out of AEW last night. Did you guys see that?
It's always fun.
I don't
I
think
did not.
I didn't
I
either.
I read about it. They jumped the gate
That's gonna
because they
happen.
fucking hate Cody. Like, of
Yeah.
course, you're gonna fucking jump the gate.
You
like,
would.
Mufasa Black debuted.
Yeah.
Like they combined
Yeah,
Ali
Mufasa Black.
and Black.
Yeah, they did. And he went after Cody.
That happens.
It's stupid.
My favorite thing ever was watching. It was a house show, and it was Stone Cold versus Triple H, and Earl Hebner was the referee. House show, and a fan jumped it, and
Oh,
like.
yeah, and then they all started stomping
Yeah,
him
and
out.
like Triple H was just like out, kayfabe he was out, and like Stone Cold is body slammed or something, and then dude attacked Stone Cold, and Triple H saw it, jumped up, and ran at the guy, started pounding on him. You see Earl Hebner kick him in the head.
Well, the cool
Good
thing
times.
is the lights was going out during Cody's match, and that's when he came out. He just popped in the ring and just beat the crap out of him. That was cool.
All right.
Lights
We're talking
going
about
on.
wrestling here, not
Well,
theatrics.
to finish your
So,
sentence there.
segueing from a guy who made a terrible career choice and going to AEW back to his wife who made a much smarter career choice
She did.
coming back to WWE, and it really caught me off guard.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
to
that
be
was probably the biggest word
Look
we've
at
had
her.
in a while.
Like,
Her hair is so cool.
to be
I'm just
fair,
saying.
it wasn't really his fault that he had to leave WWE.
Mhm.
I didn't.
He was
went-
let go.
He could have went anywhere else. But
Yeah, the only place that had
I cannot
the
wait to
only
see him
place that
wrestle
had
once every 8
TV.
weeks.
The only place that had TV is
He's gonna
AEW.
wrestle He's gonna wrestle every 3 months.
Where's he gonna go that has TV in the USA every
Impact,
week?
Ring of
They-
Honor.
I don't
He
think
came
so.
from Impact's on TV.
AEW has higher ratings than Impact. All day, every day, by myself. Absolutely.
What the fuck do you care about
Why
ratings?
would
all
you
of a
not
sudden?
go? Why would you not go to AEW?
I would wrestle on Impact for. Hey, I don't give a fuck what the ratings. The cash clear.
How long
Or does
ago?
check clear?
How long ago was
Well,
it?
I mean,
How long ago was it when I said we're going to see Aleister Black on AEW? And how many? How long ago did I say that on this show? Wasn't that long ago? Like, he's going to be on AEW.
well, he
I
got to
guarantee
go
it.
early.
Appreciate
Did you read
that, Hunter. It was a badass
You
article.
liked your
Did you
article.
read why he got to go to AEW early?
Yeah, because WWE didn't realize pay attention to his contract.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
whoever did that's fired.
I mean,
because I
I
want to say
I
they
don't
were probably
think they care.
Sure, they don't care. That's
like
the
they
problem.
just cut like 50 people. Like
They
sign
did.
all of them.
Mhm.
Sure.
You're still not. They still get top 1 million. Like
Who
fuck
cares?
'em.
But
Like-
but you're sitting here talking shit. Why would he not go to AEW? Where else is he gonna go? He's gonna get that kind of FaceTime.
and I
He's
mean
not.
they have money. Like
They
I get
have
they have
money.
money, but they have 2 hours and 108 people.
How much airtime does New
They're
Japan have?
WWE without
No,
the airtime.
I agree with you. I agree that
They have 108 wrestlers signed. Yeah.
Sure.
So they're going to use
agree with
8.
the time
And
slot.
listen, so we talked about this last week. They're going to use Kenny, right? They're going to use fucking Cody. He gets a half hour for his entrance and his promo.
Mhm.
They're going to use the Young Bucks. They'll use Moxley. They're going to use fucking Sting, Christian, who's the fuck just came back, Andrade,
Andrade.
Miro. There's 9. You have a 2-hour show.
Hangman
Where
and-
else would he
Hangman,
go?
Adam Page.
Where else would a guy as
Mhm.
popular as Black go that he would get an opportunity at FaceTime? New Japan doesn't have
New
a
Japan is
TV,
this close to being.
He came from
being
Ring of
a
Honor.
deal in the
but they don't.
US.
But they don't as of right now, do they? TNA's been a joke since 2009.
I don't think it matters
So-
being a joke. Like he came from Ring of Honor. He almost signed with Impact before he came to WWE.
But he did.
Those are better opportunities for
And he
him to
got
wrestle every
FaceTime
night.
there. He got known there, and now he's going to the next place where you will get known and continue to be watched on American television weekly. That's AEW.
Until
As much as I don't agree
That's
with
what
him a lot of
EC3
times,
thought too, with all these cool big guys
Sure.
that he put out.
Yeah,
but
well-
nobody liked EC3. Nobody
but
did.
who's what,
People like
what's going to
Black.
happen?
That's false.
Hold
I
on.
like DC.
Hold
People
on.
like Black.
Hold on. So what about when Braun signs? It's the same. Certain,
Well,
just keep
people
on
like
going.
Braun.
I'm telling you right
Then
now,
Buddy Murphy signed. Then it's like, oh shit, Alistair and Andrade just fall back to where they were in WWE.
Braun
Or-
will be back in the WWE ring by this time next year.
I agree with that all
he,
day.
he done said he's not wrestling anywhere else.
Yeah, Braun's
they don't
WWE.
want to. They didn't want to release him. What it was is they paid him a stupid amount
Sure.
of money for being
Yeah, they
a
did.
mid card
Sure.
talent because that's all he is.
Sure.
He is not a draw.
And I said that on this show too. I said Braun will be back in WWE way before you know it, and Black will be on AEW.
And who else?
You,
is named
you
after
did
Braun?
say that. You did.
But like everybody's gonna go.
Yeah,
it's,
but-
it's so stupid.
I see
at this
Buddy
point.
Murphy staying on the indie scene for a while.
He should. He's gonna make
I
the
think,
more.
I
He's
think
gonna make
he'll
more
bounce
money
around
there.
He'll bounce around Impact and ROH. I mean, he might show up
Mm-hmm.
in AEW, but I don't think he'll sign an exclusive deal.
Who's this?
Buddy Murphy.
Oh,
I think people are drooling at the mouth to work with him in the ring.
Sure.
Maybe
Yes.
his storyline shit isn't great because he's not
Steven,
a
I would
talker.
agree with that, but I'd put a significant amount of spaces between WWE and AEW. I don't know if he's a draw.
I would
Yeah.
think I put ROH before Impact at this point, but AEW is absolute number 2 because of they just are.
ROH, the only reason I have Impact ahead because at least Impact's on at like prime time. ROH comes on at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
After you like buy
Oh,
those
yeah.
That's their problem. I
after
think
the telemarketing commercials. Or
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Ring of
This
Honor is
stuff
more. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was gonna say I think Ring of Honor is more respected than Impact,
I agree.
but somehow
Mhm.
Impact still is around.
I'm a big New Japan guy when they do have it on. I mean, they will tape like Wrestle Kingdom and stuff like that. And then,
Sure.
And then they'll show it on what's it, Access TV or something
Sure.
like that.
Mhm.
I mean,
But it's not stable.
again,
though.
it's
No,
the-
it's not.
a lot of wrestling for me anymore now is match quality.
I would
some
put-
of the
I put
storylines are too.
MLW ahead of Impact right now.
MLW
too.
is solid.
Chris Masters just won their fucking championship.
NWA.
Wow.
If you guys get free time and watch NWA on the YouTube channel,
Sure.
that they got, I mean, it's fantastic.
I'm busted open. They talk
That's
about
where
it a lot.
LA
People
Knight,
love it.
Eli Drake,
the
LA Knight came
the
out.
lead
Knight.
singer of
LA
that
Knight,
of that
mhm.
one weird band, Billy Corgan owns it, doesn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
Smashing
Wow.
Pumpkins.
Smashing Pumpkins. That's
Which
right.
he actually owned Impact.
He did for a minute. Yeah, he did.
And then
He,
he had to drop them, and it was a big lawsuit. But yeah,
sure, I remember that.
All right, Bennett, since it's your first time back, what were your
Benison.
this
He's in English.
I said Bennett.
Oh, I thought you said Benison.
Completely.
She called him Bennett Sin on the
I
way.
did.
in.
I did.
But anyway, this was
Yeah,
a
I
shock
did.
for me Friday, so I didn't watch live.
up.
But I got on Twitter and I was like,
Sure.
"Holy shit, she was number one trend for like
Oh,
a day."
yeah,
and a
She
half.
was.
so
Mhm.
I had read that she was coming back, but I wasn't with Andrade
Yeah,
gone.
we had said that
Mhm.
about a month ago,
Oh, we
but then
said
it just
something
kind of
there, yeah.
then they cut Black, and I was
Yeah.
like, "No, she's definitely not coming."
Well,
back."
that's what I was like. Black's going now. And again, first off, probably AEW.
Sure.
Andrade was in AEW. She's close with the Guerrero family, so
Yep,
Vicky's
she
there.
is. Mhm.
They were teasing someone else coming along. I was like, oh, it's got to be fucking her.
They
Like,
were. Yep,
that's
they
it.
Were. Mhm.
And I think they're still teasing it. But seeing her come back is awesome. Letting her do in-ring stuff is even
Mhm.
better. She was a great manager with Andrade. She was a English, mouthpiece because
Mhm.
he can't fucking
And
speak
people
English.
forget she was like she was an MVP at the very beginning of the pandemic.
Yes.
I was for some random reason I was watching Randy Orton and Angel Garza and Andrade against the Viking Raiders, and I want to say Ricochet in a 6-man tag when
Yeah.
Randy grabs Garza and slams him. He's like, "Listen to me, I'm Randy Orton,"
Oh yeah, I
and he
remember that.
smacks him in the face. And Vega's like, "Hell, he talking too?" And I was like, "Yeah, she was really good."
Hell yeah.
Yeah. she
I don't
was.
remember the whole lot
So
of
that
that.
was cool to see her back. I think she can. The main roster of women
They
are
need.
very
it.
flat to me.
They need.
I
it.
agree.
They needed depth.
They need bad
Um,
help.
And
SmackDown needed women. We were trying to figure out who's going to qualify. They don't have.
They don't
4
have
women to
anybody
qualify
else
on
left,
SmackDown.
really.
really,
That's
They
it.
cut them all. It's Liv.
Carmella.
I mean, Natalia and Tamina. I don't know which show they fall on, but they're not going to throw
They just
them
go
in
to
this
both,
match.
don't they?
So they got Liv,
Carmella.
Carmella, which they put Carmella in.
First,
They're
by the
teasing
way.
that Liv's not going to be in it. Selena gets put
I thought
right
she
in
got
it.
her spot.
No, she
Mhm.
still ain't listed.
Mm-mm.
Oh well, she's
They're
the one I
building
have.
this. They're building the story. I think with
She's
her.
the one that's going to win it.
I
really
that's
feel
what, that's
that
what I
way.
think too.
That's
I feel
what-
like she's
yeah.
in line for
That's
a
what
big
you
push.
said.
Yvonne, tell them your theory.
Let's hear
Tell
it.
them who you think's going to win women's Money in the Bank.
That may change.
Tell them.
No, as of
This
right
ain't
now,
your
what's your
pick.
theory?
Carmella.
No, God. What were you telling me in the car
All right.
about who's going to come out and take a spot?
Oh, Charlotte.
Woo!
You know,
Loses to
The
Rhea,
reason
and
I
then comes out and fucking does a Brock
what
thing.
Brock Lesnar did, because she's gonna be mad that she lost, and she's not gonna get no more title opportunities. See, what do you have to do? You got to start all over again, and she's gonna be mad.
Sorry, Steven.
If it don't happen, I don't see it. But
I know us three don't watch NW.
I just said that probably to make you mad.
Allison Kay is fantastic.
Who is it?
Allison Kay from
Steven
NWA.
asked.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, we don't watch NWA.
She could pull a Brock thing. I don't know.
You say NWO, I think of Ric Flair. That's how old I am.
At this point, Raw and SmackDown does not shock me. Me and Ben were talking right when I got here. And he's like, "Are you up to date?" I'm like, "I'm up to date on NXT and AEW." I can't watch Raw and SmackDown. I can watch the main highlights. Like
I do NXT, SmackDown. Way down here is Raw. I'll watch Raw because I have to.
I burned through it.
But NXT is the easiest watch.
Yeah, no, by far. And then I mean, again,
we can all do flips and shit.
I know you're not a fan of AEW. I think again, match quality for me, even though they go 30 minutes, maybe not Cody's match directly, but like the Young Bucks and Penta El Zero and Kingston last night was fantastic.
It was.
My issue is like then you're not gonna see them for another month because they have the next week they'll focus on 8 other people.
Oh, they're building. To be fair,
look at Orange Cassidy. He goes over Jericho, then
yeah, I heard his name a while.
But he significantly fell back down in the card.
With Jungle Boy, I think Jungle Boy's a star.
Yeah, he had his breakout moment, right?
He did.
We all miss his dad from 90210.
He's had several
but
like
he won the Battle Royal, then he took Kenny to the limit.
He did.
And now
he did the same thing. They did the same thing with Jericho.
He just fought that random guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're building they're running with the Pinnacle and the fucking Inner Circle. They're running the same feud they've been running for a year now.
Yeah, and I forget who I think I was actually talking to my brother.
Chuck, I forgot. Jericho, MJF, the whole there's 18 people that are more significant already than Aleister Black.
I don't agree with that. See, out of all the guys that WWE released, Black is the one that they fucked up on. And Black is the one who will take off on AEW. Out of all those guys,
he's not going to get the airtime to do it.
I think
he'll get an interview with JR next week, and then he'll wrestle Matt Sydal in 6 weeks at Fyter Fest 87.
I think Black
that's what they're going to do.
I think Black will succeed.
I don't watch it, but I have Twitter.
Black is the one guy that was fired that I think he'll succeed in AEW.
I don't think anybody has enough airtime, and they haven't built nobody.
Well, that's an AEW problem, and that's
why I think
AEW has done a lot of slow build.
No, AEW kind of sucks.
The only slow build they're doing right is Page, and I think it's time to. I still think it's early.
Have to pull that trigger.
They're going to because the live fans are back, and this would pop.
I mean, yeah, Kenny Omega's all beat up now.
Kenny Omega sucks too.
Yeah, he is.
I'm not big. So,
Wrestle Talk. So Steven probably called us when we interviewed Alex McCarthy a couple weeks ago. Guy from UK.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because he said Wrestle Talk helps. That's what Alex works for.
Oh hell yeah, dude! Wrestle Talk's awesome. Alex, he's badass.
Talk.
Yes, it's amazing.
But to go with what I was saying about Raw and SmackDown, it's just I watched the bullet points. You know what I mean? I do like Roman Reigns.
Sure, that's good.
I think it's dragging.
Sure,
we talked about that.
Absolutely.
The best thing on Raw to me is the Miz and John Morrison. Period. And Riddle and Orton.
Riddle and Orton. Dude, so how?
And then I have, I guess you say, a man crush on Kevin Owens because
who doesn't?
We're literally the same build, and it's awesome to see him do the shit he does.
Mm-hmm.
And that I think he is the most complete guy on there.
Yeah, I got a lot to say about this. That match was one, phenomenal, and two, it's embarrassing that wasn't even the main event of SmackDown.
I know.
That should have been a pay-per-view match at minimal.
Should have been.
These two guys can't have a bad match.
But they're going to fucking give it away for free in a fucking mid-card match on SmackDown. Like, that's embarrassing. That should be the main event.
They made the right call having Owens qualify?
Sure. Because Owens is talent, but I think Sam should have won.
Did you see what Sami Zayn did last night on Twitter?
So
his hockey team lost. But so Triple H posted the belt with the maple or not the maple leaf. Sorry, lightning. Archie, but the lightning symbol on it.
Gotcha.
And then Sami Zayn goes, "See, conspiracy."
Hell yeah.
Because he's a Montreal Canadian. So he's actually at the game Monday.
I dig it.
So he's like, look at him.
I dig it.
That's funny.
So I thought that was hilarious. He's like, conspiracy. Dude, that documentary better come out.
I know, right?
That'd be awesome.
That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm. This is the best Sammy I've seen.
Sure.
I
didn't care for Sammy early on, and I love him.
I never did
Ever
either.
since he came back with the Intercontinental title.
Yeah,
I thought that was hilarious.
That was good. Mm-hmm. It really is sad, though, because I was watching SmackDown, and this came up like halfway through. I thought it'd be the main event when they announced it. I'm like, well, it sucks to not.
We said that the day before. It's like, well, that's tomorrow's main event.
Sure. Like, one, that should be, if not the main event of a pay-per-view, at least the second to last match of a fucking pay-per-view. It's a mid-card of a SmackDown.
Man, they got a good half hour, it felt like.
It was a long time.
It was a long time. It got 3 commercial breaks.
And those two guys are probably, arguably, the most talented guys on that roster.
Yeah.
And we're just going to do that.
Yeah. I don't get it either. I think both of those guys, they have been
Sure.
underused up until this point. I mean, Kevin Owens had a huge run to start when he got onto the roster.
Goldberg fucked him up.
Yeah.
He's just been kind of floundering.
But that was
since.
years ago. Why are we not back with him? Like,
No.
the Goldberg shit was in 2017.
Well,
we had 4 years.
He ran with Reigns for like 4 months, remember? And
Yeah.
then he kept losing
He got
dirty.
destroyed every time.
Well, he never lost clean.
Yeah.
It was always
with help,
Jay, right?
With
Sure.
help and
Those are
so like,
so.
yeah.
I'm talking smack. He called Paul Heyman.
He did.
And
Paul
do you see
Heyman
that?
on him, yeah,
So
I
like
watched that.
they're teasing it, but
But we already saw him get destroyed 8
like
times.
I think he's going back to Raw.
I hope so.
We talked
He
about this
needs
briefly
to.
last week.
We did. yeah.
Kevin Owens is a Monday Night Raw
They
guy.
need more faces.
Mhm.
on Raw.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why when I did my draft articles, I was talking to Archie about it. I was like, dude, Raw's depleted. Like they don't have any women. They don't have any
Nope.
faces.
They
Yeah,
don't.
and with
Like-
that, with Raw too, they need to move McIntyre to SmackDown
See,
as a
that
heel.
was my first one because
Yeah, that was-
as a heel.
I had Cross
I'm tired
going.
of
Heel,
baby-
absolutely.
I'm tired of
Absolutely.
baby
I had
face
Cross
McIntyre.
going to Raw and Drew going over to SmackDown. Then you'll eventually get Drew and Roman. Not right away.
Mhm.
Eventually.
Eventually.
Push Drew as a heel all day to me.
Absolutely.
This face,
Yep.
like I'm gonna go out and have my 15-year journey. Like, yeah, it was cool. You did it.
Oh,
I'm
listen,
fucking over
we'll
it.
we'll get to the best part of Raw, and it wasn't Drew.
It was Matt Riddle. Spoiler alert.
You know, I love him now. I was
I do too.
when I
Yeah.
started doing the back in the old days.
Audio only.
Of the audio only. We hated Riddle.
Yeah, yep, we did.
Especially him.
Yeah.
I remember he.
Put some
But
fucking
he-
socks on. Like they showed last week, put some fucking
It was
socks
like
on.
That still
RSH
grosses me out,
episode
too.
90-ish. He's
I
like,
agree.
I swear to God, this motherfucker's gonna grow on me. He knew it was coming. 5
He
episodes
did.
later, he's like, fuck.
He's so
He's
fucking
like, I
funny.
like
He
Riddle.
He's so
Dude,
entertaining.
on the ladder, he's like, I'm so high right now.
And he's like, look at
And
McIntyre
then
was
his
even
matches,
laughing.
because his matches are great too.
Yeah,
And
the
they're
priest
physical.
went to
Yeah,
Burger King. Like
Had a
they did what
picture
they
on
said in
Twitter,
the
yeah.
promo.
It was so out of nowhere. She
The
was like,
fucking
my
note
stash.
2 weeks ago was great. Like Matt Riddle is my best friend, and I want like it was.
He's
It
great.
just
He just needs to wear shoes. We like him even better.
Put some yoga socks on.
So before we get to Raw, Owens is in. So we will figure out who the last two are finally tomorrow.
Finally.
the last two.
Cesaro and Seth.
Oh boy,
Who do y'all got?
Seth.
Cesaro.
Cesaro.
I got Cesaro as well.
Fuck you guys.
Because Seth's gonna lose.
And once
then
you be right.
It's just gonna listen. It's just
He'll
gonna.
be right
I feel like it's
somehow.
gonna build his hatred of like he didn't get his title
Oh,
shot.
you know what?
Now he's not in Money in the Bank.
I take that back. I take that all back. Cesaro, because Rollins is ultimately going to be going against McIntyre at SummerSlam. So,
Yeah.
Cesaro, I take it back.
Yeah, So what I'm thinking is going to happen is that Seth wins, right? I can see Seth winning the Money in the Bank.
Nah.
He goes to cash it in on Roman that night after his match with Edge, but Edge
Takes him out.
spears him
Mhm.
before he could cash it in.
I would like
And
that.
that's how you
See?
build their
Yeah.
feud going into SummerSlam.
And that would actually kind of save Edge
could
because there'd be a third person interfering in his shit.
Then he'll get
Like
another
Daniel Bryan at
opportunity.
WrestleMania.
Then he'll get another opportunity once again, and he'll be
That
part of
would
it.
protect Edge because it involves a third person like Daniel Bryan.
I
like that.
I do too.
It's not gonna happen, but I like it.
Edge is gonna fucking freak out. They put it. It's like Daniel Bryan.
He's gonna tear his hair. He's gonna rip his hair out if something else happens again.
All right, so
what hair's left? Then.
Exactly.
It's pretty thin.
That would build to their match at SummerSlam.
I think the second one's kind of obvious. Corbin
Look at his
and
crown.
Nakamura.
Look at shit.
I would assume Nakamura wins, and Corbin he's just gonna keep sliding.
He's gonna be happy Corbin eventually.
It's weird seeing Shinsuke with the crown on his head. Then
I see Corbin going to Raw soon.
Yeah,
Raw needs depth.
they need people.
Honestly, if both these guys just were fired, I don't think we would matter.
I got
Oh,
Shinsuke.
I like Corbin a lot.
I do too.
Dude,
Corbin will never get
heel if
fired
they-
because he's
He's the company guy.
like they love him.
I like Shinsuke though too.
Remember,
No,
we
listen.
used to dig Corbin back when he did his
Yeah.
own
I mean,
wolf
I
shit.
still like Corbin.
I
He's
like
not doing
this
I
whole
anything.
think that's what
stuff.
he's slowly getting back to. That
I hope
we
so.
had,
The lone wolf I'd be all right.
we
I miss the
started to
hair,
hate
that's
him
what it
because
is.
we went to see a live event where they made him eat dog food.
They
Yeah,
did.
yeah. It's when you
So
see
that's
that
when the
Roman,
hatred
All the
kinda
same
started.
feuds for the last-
Do you guys really like Shinsuke's fucking weird Elias
Booze,
wannabe electron?
yes.
No, that's terrible.
And Pat McAfee dancing on Michael Cole's face was amazing.
That was funny.
It's
Pat McAfee's the
embarrassing.
best thing about
I
SmackDown.
love him on
Dude, Booze, I
commentary.
love Booze. Booze is
can't
badass in
stand
NXT too.
Can't stand him.
It adds a layer to his character
Mhm.
It doesn't. It's like why is he with Shinsuke out of nowhere?
That-
because he can play a song on his guitar.
I like his intro.
Yeah, that's
it.
silly.
That's where I draw the line.
It's silly.
Speaking of silly, Yvonne, you take this one.
Oh boy.
It's the women. You got to take it. We don't want
Very
it.
unexpected for me.
Well,
This,
I can't believe they're
I
still
knew
fighting.
this match was going to happen, but stipulation was very
So-
surprising.
I have no
So
idea.
Bailey alluded to quitting.
She's quitting.
They're having an I Quit match at Money in the Bank now.
So Bianca came out and told Bailey, like, I'm sick of dealing with you. Like, she's like, I just want you to go away and never come back. So this is like, Bianca's like, let's have an I Quit match. So you can get out of my face. Get
So
off
Bailey
the show.
loses and goes where?
Raw. Absolutely.
Okay.
So the
MLW.
I like the stipulation of this.
No, Aaron Solo's there. They can't do that.
And Bailey looked at it. She's like, you just can't. And she's like, you can't admit that. You can't get me out of your head. You think about me all the time, but I never go away. And then
Unpopular opinion. I love Bailey.
I got her shirt on. Yeah, I love Bailey.
It's so obnoxious that it's awesome.
I still smell pickles and sour ketchup. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
I'm just
Probably because of me. I have her shirt
like
on.
they're dragging.
Probably has that pickle smell.
I like Money in the Bank. They've just drug shit out. Like
This is
Edge
dragged
and
out.
Roman's
Mhm.
filler, Kofi and Lashley's filler.
We haven't
This
had
is
a-
the third time they fall in the last 3 pay-per-views.
We haven't had a good
Yes.
Money in the Bank pay-per-view in 3 years. Think about that.
See, I thought the one last year they did as good as they could. Like on the corporate thing
Sure.
was kind of cool.
We murdered 2 people. That was fine.
Murder 2 people.
They were
Weren't
funny.
both matches going on at the same time in that
Yeah.
building though.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I could.
But yeah,
Yes.
they were.
That was
They
good.
were
I
running
thought that
through
was
the
really
building. They
creative.
were running
Yeah.
through the whole building.
And they did what they could.
They got the
do.
winners.
Right.
They got the winner fucking wrong
It
as
was-
hell.
it was
Otis
so
should
good.
not have
Otis-
won.
Absolutely
that was one
not.
of the episodes I did was right after that. It was one of the only live episodes
Is that
I've
right?
done. And
Otis.
you were all about Otis winning at the time. And it was like,
Yeah, because I won the
know-
briefcase.
I was like, I know,
Always to your advantage.
I was
ain't it?
like, I know this
Now
is
you
a
hate
terrible
it.
idea. And you're like, no,
No, listen.
they're gonna book it right.
I can
And
pull
then
it up.
they-
Now he's bald and weird. Like,
and scary.
And he just squashed that dude from the damn.
He looks like George
Otis is
Seinfeld.
too silly.
I think my
for me.
favorite part of that was I
That's
don't remember the second guy. It might have been D-Bry and AJ Styles, but when they were in Vince's office, that was the best part.
James Elmsworth.
Yes, it was
Ew.
Styles, Otis, Brian Corbin, Alistair, and Mysterio. And that's what made me win because as long as Alistair, Styles, or Mysterio didn't win, I
Mhm.
won.
I got you.
Otis won.
That's the only
So
reason why you
I
like
held
it.
on. I was
Your
only 5
advantage,
points up.
that's it.
So that's why I was so happy.
I just thought it was awesome. Like I like seeing Vince's office. I like that backstage shit, which I don't really see because they don't let you see what they don't want you to see.
Hey, you know what the SmackDown
But,
tag match was last year at Money in the Bank? The Forgotten Sons versus the New Day.
I like the Forgotten Sons. Well, nobody
Oh,
knows
the
them
New
now.
Day.
Yeah, I forgot about them.
Yeah, I did too.
So yeah, with this feud with these two,
Oh, so you mean you're not digging Jackson Riker?
Oh, Benny Hogan.
As much as I
Little
love
Hogan,
racism and weird shit,
I'm not.
his wife, Cedric's wife, came out and was like, tweeted that after he lost to Riker. It was like, oh, we just seen him get pinned by Little Hogan. Everybody seen that, right? Look out.
So yeah, with Bianca and Bailey, this feud's coming to an end. Now there's like a stipulation. Bailey's going to lose and go to Raw. She's done all she could on SmackDown. She has nothing else to prove. Go to Raw, help them out, destroy their division, and just
Destroy
this is
it.
it.
She'll help.
That's what I mean. Like, right, beat Charlotte and all of them. Because I like Bailey.
I do think Bailey has been the best she's ever been right
I
now.
This is the best Bailey we've
Her,
seen.
she's taken a lot advantage of the.
Mhm.
She's one of the ones that kind of shined during this pandemic.
She did,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yelling at Cole, like, cause she. I mean, we know they can hear him talking now. There's no fans to drown out the commentators.
She's like, get
And
it
she would
right,
just
Cole.
Nonchalantly
She's
talk
screaming.
shit back. Now it's a thing.
Sure.
And she said she's gonna fight Michael Cole at SummerSlam.
I just
We'll
love
see.
that. It'll
We'll
be
see.
a good. This will be a good match.
I'm pretty sure Michael Cole could still take her though
I
because
wanna see
she
another
was.
Well, Michael
match.
Cole's only good at Mania.
He is.
That's where
Right.
he's the only undefeated superstar.
I want to
left.
see. I want to see a McAfee match.
He could do it.
Listen, my thing was Cole getting called up to SmackDown, and McAfee's already there.
Mhm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a good
And
point.
they
That
could
is,
go. They
mhm.
could go again.
But
And
we-
Adam Cole is a SmackDown
You,
guy.
Absolutely.
you somehow finagle a spot. Cole gets in the Money in the Bank. McAfee costs him that, and then you lead that right into SummerSlam for their big match, and then you let
They never.
McAfee go over, and that's not an upset because he's talented. He can actually do it.
I still
Mhm.
think the takeover before SummerSlam is going to be O'Reilly Cole 3 loser leaves NXT, and that's where Cole's going
Gosh, the third one. Yeah, it's probably
because
gonna
they're
be
at
the
1-1, so they're going to fight again.
Yeah, they're gonna
But
back and forth.
do we think we'll see Adam Cole on the main event roster?
yes.
Yep.
And he said in an interview that like he's talked to Vince, and he's pretty excited to go up.
Oh, good for him.
I could. See
He said
Vince
he's so sick of the
liking
6
him.
foot guy shit. He's like, I don't understand it.
Vince says that.
No, that's
Well,
what
Cole says that.
because he says he says he talks to Sean all the time, and Sean's like, I'm not 6 foot tall.
Well, Sean was one of the only ones that made it that wasn't.
But Adam
That's
Cole's the
crazy.
closest thing to Shawn Michaels
He is,
since Shawn
absolutely.
Michaels.
Shawn
Michaels says that Adam Cole's like light years ahead of where he
Sure,
was.
but Shawn Michaels is still Shawn Michaels in the 90s. Dolph Ziggler could have been Shawn Michaels in 2008,
Shoot.
but
Look
Let's
what
not kid
happened to
yourself.
Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler could have never been Shawn Michaels.
I mean, that's who I thought. I thought Ziggler could have been the next HBK. I thought Morrison could have been the next HBK,
Morrison.
but here we are doing drip,
Ziggler.
drip, 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 drip.
What does
So
drip
whatever the
stick?
fuck that is.
With the drip stick.
Hold on. So let's segue to Raw.
Oh, the drip stick.
As much as we hate it, it's the hot topic to talk about.
What? Oh, Lord, what is it?
All right. We got a few comments. Hunter. Think Vince ruins this great heel character of Roman once they go back to live fans. I do not.
I don't.
Feels like a now.
That's rolling.
Like Vince gets a lot of shit, but he's done a lot right.
Mhm.
Like kind of a pandemic. Like
In the
the dude got a
past,
fucking $1 billion contract when the fucking world's closing. Like
sure.
he's not destroying any. Like Roman's been good.
Mhm.
Bianca, like for NXT stars that don't make it.
She's made it.
Like they were doing mid-year awards on a lot of podcasts I listened to this week.
Sure.
My superstar of the year be Bianca because she won the fucking Rumble. She main evented WrestleMania, the first two black women to ever main event a Mania.
Absolutely.
Won
Yeah,
that
man.
too.
Great.
Like
match.
she's had the best 7-month run that
She
I can
has,
remember a woman having.
absolutely.
Like they've hit on a few things.
They have.
But we
They
have
fucked up a lot of
listen now,
things,
here's the
but-
deal, guys. We have 5 hours of television a week, and I would say 2 of the 5 are bearable to watch. So
You
is
mean
that really
SmackDown?
successful? No, 3 is Raw, 2 is
When you
SmackDown.
said 2 are bearable. It's like, so you mean SmackDown?
Well, I would say
NXT.
I'm not counting NXT
See,
because that has nothing to do with
where
anything.
that's where you're missing.
That's where
No,
you're
that
missing
has
for
That's
sure.
the best 2
less
hours
than a
of the
million.
week.
Well,
It is.
no, we're not talking about NXT. NXT is still not WWE. Raw and SmackDown, there are 2 shows. That's it. The main event, the people who watch wrestling, they watch Raw and SmackDown. NXT, as great as it is, as many flips as they do, that's not where their money comes from. So I'm talking about Raw and SmackDown. So of those 5 hours of television every week, 2 of which are probably not worth fast forwarding. That's a problem. And that's a Vince problem. And he's not around it. He's doing other things, but it's his company. It's his stuff. Make it worth not fast forwarding. And at the end of the day, the buck stops here. And a lot of it's not his fault because he's doing other things like making contracts. But he is still a buck stops here kind of guy because he just is. So maybe we should stop, worrying about so much about tomorrow and worry about the show today and not focus on part-timers, which is where the Roman Reigns thing is.
Do you think they have went stagnant mainly the last? I mean, because I'd say the start of the pandemic they were solid, right? I mean, that's
No,
fair to say.
they did everything right with the pandemic, in my opinion. They did
But
everything
I would say
right.
the last 3 months, at least for me, that's where my focus has just drawn away. Is this last quarter, essentially. So, do you think it's just they're just going with emotions?
They're
to get to these
they're
fans
they're
back,
they're afraid
to
to
bring the big shit.
they're afraid to pull the trigger on storylines. That's what it is. They're afraid to pull the
Well,
trigger.
that's what I'm asking. Do you think they're afraid to do that because there's no fans?
No, because
I
we've been saying
think
this.
right now they're holding off.
We've been
Well,
saying the
yeah,
same
'cause-
stuff though before the fans went away. We've been saying the same stuff before the fans went away. They focus on their big shows are focused on part-time people. That's been a problem.
They haven't been doing that.
Well, they haven't had the opportunity for the last year and a half, but before that, they did with Goldberg, with Brock Lesnar. They did from 2016 on. They did that
They
shit
did.
until the pandemic hit. So they're afraid to build storylines, and as soon as the ratings decline for a second, they freak out and they rewrite the script 7 times before the night's over.
Well, Raw just got its lowest rating in history.
No surprise.
So whose fault is that?
Mhm.
Vince's, but it's like we talk about every week.
That's awful.
They've never been worth more money, so why is he going to change anything? If everything just keeps pointing up, he's not going to change. Now, if they were losing money, ratings don't mean.
That's the thing. Ratings don't mean money.
I think people need to stop being fascinated with what's our number. It doesn't matter. What's your bottom line? Bottom line is WWE's. They just got that fucking show at that rap fucking thing where they're going to have 2 shows going
Sure.
at one time.
Yeah.
They're expanding like they never have. I don't give a fuck. Raw got a 147. Like, what does that do to me? I don't give a fuck.
No, I agree with you.
And
Ratings
Vince
don't
don't
mean
give a
anything.
fuck. And like you have people like Alvarez and Meltzer's gay ass, like,
Uh-huh.
oh
Doesn't
shit,
either.
all the fucking AEW
Key
reaches
demo, all that, yeah.
AEW reaches 20 million house. It's like, no, it doesn't.
Good
And
Lord.
it doesn't matter because they're in the red
Nope.
over a fucking video game.
I pay attention
Like,
to WWE.
Vince is making
That's what I pay
billion
attention
dollar
to.
contracts.
But the show, I'm still fast forwarding most of it.
I don't think
so. I'm not going to sit here and argue dollars because I don't know anything about the business.
Because that doesn't impact me. So like, I don't care if he's making money. Of course he's.
But why wouldn't he want to make, or why wouldn't the company overall want to make a show that has a solid story that people like? Back in the 1990s and 2000s, I'm not even saying Attitude Era because that's not correct either. But there were certain storylines that were amazing, and there was a certain time period where the show. You didn't want to fast forward any of it because every show point mattered. But now we're sitting here, the wrestlers even they're dick fucking over. Oh, well, my match was second, not first or not last. Like that shouldn't matter.
He doesn't deserve. He'd go on first and last.
And he's a good looking dude. He's a good looking, not as good as The Rock, but he's a good looking dude.
Josh thinks The Rock goes. Don't you, Josh?
I've never been more.
But it's just one of those things. Like right now, we are at a time period where. Pre-COVID, they focus, in my opinion, on the wrong thing. We shouldn't have to fucking get Brock Lesnar to get a big rating one night because because of that, we're not doing storylines that would get those numbers.
I don't necessarily think they give a shit.
Well, and that's making me not give a shit.
It shows
the pandemic did affect a lot of shit. They're not going to go out and spend.
This is before pandemic.
Do you think it's a stars thing?
I don't think it was that. I don't think it was.
Don't stars anymore.
That's what I'm saying. You don't have that connect. So everyone knew who John Cena was. If you don't watch wrestling, you still knew who John Cena was.
They don't want to do that anymore. They say.
And I get that to an extent. They don't want to build someone bigger than the brand.
You should.
You should.
It's worked for 40 years.
But as a business, I understand both sides of it.
It's worked for 40 years.
What I'm saying is you're not making that star so people aren't engaged in that. That's why I think Riddle is going to be a major star. He's a young kid. Obviously, he smokes a lot of pot.
Sure.
Majority of the world smokes pot now.
Sure.
Yep.
You smoke pot?
No.
I'm telling Mom. Mom.
Really?
She smoked pot. Anyway.
No.
I think he's relatable.
No,
I think obviously everyone knows Randy Orton, so he's going to stay where he's at. Everyone knows Roman. He's going to stay where he's at. But as far as Apollo Crews is not the second best person.
Steven, they're not losing money, bro. I promise you, they're not losing money.
And it's THEIR. Anyway,
do you get what But Apollo, so he's the Intercontinental Champion, right?
No,
that is your second best performer. Right?
Those titles have been irrelevant for a long time. I agree with you on that all day.
And I don't think he is your guy.
Nope.
You put that title on Kevin Owens, you bring. I think you bring some of it back.
But instead of that, we're gonna have this weird fucking. What gimmick is he even? Is he Israeli? What is he?
It's been fine.
Nigerian.
I don't remember because I don't even care for it. Honestly.
So we're gonna have him be Nigerian with a weird guy who's basically just like AJ Styles guy. And we're gonna have Kevin Owens not do anything.
He ran with Roman for fun. I agree. He's on the wrong show. There's not enough time for him on SmackDown. He needs to be on Raw. It's 3 hours.
Okay, so what we do on Raw? We got Bobby Lashley as champion, who they're clearly waiting for Brock Lesnar to come back.
I love Lashley, by the way.
Maybe.
Sure.
Reports are Brock and Cena probably aren't going to be at SummerSlam.
They probably are, though. So what would
Cena's going to Europe?
That's fine. Okay, let's say Kevin Owens is on Raw right now. What would KO be doing on Raw right now that would make it any different?
KO and Lashley would work. He's a baby face.
So just like KO and Roman Reigns worked for a minute.
But Roman was never going to lose the belt. Lashley, he'll lose.
He won't lose until Lesnar comes up.
I don't think.
I guarantee.
I don't think we're.
They've hinted it too much.
I don't think we're getting Lesnar.
They've hinted it too much.
Either way, because I think Lashley has more than earned his spot.
He has.
I think they're killing it. I love MVP.
Sure,
I like it.
I think Raw storyline goes. I think it's in your fucking comment the other day about the entrance.
We know Chuck loves MVP.
You're an idiot. I was done.
He retweeted it.
I seen that.
He must have liked it deep inside. He retweeted it. So,
but it was funny. And
that's where you're. Oh, that. Oh, wait.
I'm never coming on.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, it's true.
Funny.
It's true.
I like how you call him out yesterday, asking for more. I was like, what the fuck,
dude? Whenever I see that,
it takes you off.
It's the fucking outro.
They got 2,000 likes.
And all the comments agreed with Chuck.
You're welcome, MVP. You're fucking welcome.
All right, so perfect segue into Kofi and Woods beat MVP and Lashley.
Oh, boy.
So here's my scenario. Here's how I think I told Chuck last week, or both of you guys last week. I can't remember for sure.
Not you, because you were
so
here.
Yeah. So
because I was written off.
I would have.
You're written off.
I honestly would have Biggie win the Money in the Bank.
Sure.
Briefcase, okay?
I love that.
Then I'm always a proponent that title matches should go on last.
Sure.
So I'd have Lashley and Kofi main event. Whatever. Well, Edge, but you have it before Roman and them, right?
Sure.
I'd start with the men's Money in the Bank. That way it's out of the way. So Big E has it. Lashley beats Kofi. He starts beating the fuck out of him and Xavier. Here comes Big E. Cashes in. Big E takes that fucking strap. And Big E's on Raw. You significantly just upgraded Raw. And you got a running story. That story just became a hell lot more interesting. And you got the world title on a guy that we've sat and said needs that run.
He needs it.
And he's not going to get it on Fridays. He just isn't right now. That belt is not leaving Roman
Anytime
until. So we're thinking what?
WrestleMania 20.
So Cena and The
22.
Rock he'll have to go through. I don't think he'll lose till maybe like next SummerSlam at the earliest. I'm thinking maybe 2 Manias away.
Gosh,
I think the Fiend's going to take the
I
belt
could
from
see
him at
Rock
WrestleMania.
taking it from him.
I think the Fiend is going to be the one that takes it from him. Not this Mania, but the one way
Wait, Roman
down.
Reigns?
Yeah, because they have that.
No.
Remember how they
No.
created the pay-per-view for him to take the belt off of the Fiend without the Fiend even getting touched.
Reigns is a different
So
character
they're-
now, though.
Still,
Nah, they're going to be separated.
they're eventually going to get cross paths again. But anyway,
So don't slaughter me. Just devil's advocate here.
I'm going to
An
Sergeant
opposite-
slaughter you here.
An opposite scenario here.
no, not
We-
Charlotte.
We just talked about
We save that for you.
She's going to cash in on
Raw
Roman.
doesn't have enough faces, right? But they can address that issue during the draft and move things around.
That's what we said. The draft's their
Do
chance to
you
refresh.
do you let Kofi win and turn Big E heel? And
Sure.
Let him go with that.
That
title
would be
run?
a better story. That would be
That
a
would be.
hell of a
Mhm.
swerve.
Yep.
Like Lashley.
Because no one's
so-
giving Kofi the time of day. So let him
So
shock
actually,
the world.
I
get
like
his
that
second,
better.
Get
I
his
do
second
too.
title run.
So Kofi
then
wins.
Immediately
Lashley
done.
gets
Big E
pissed,
tripped on
beats
him.
his ass. Big E comes out and cashes in
No,
on a
we
beat up
talked
Kofi.
about that
Comes
a while
out
ago.
and
Did we?
Yeah.
comes out and saves Bobby.
Yeah,
fuck
2 weeks
Bobby.
ago we were
Kofi
talking
from
about
Bobby.
that. No, we were talking about that.
But he saves Kofi from Bobby.
No.
So Bobby beats shit out of him. Big E makes a save. Boom. Drops Lashley out of the ring. Goes to help Kofi up, and then boom, big ending. One.
Oh, I would
two.
love that.
Does his
Yeah.
move on him and just yep.
But we talked
George
about.
tries to pick him up, and he can't get up. And
Yeah.
he's just like.
I would like Big E pretending to be
Yeah.
a good guy. But we talked about how it'd be awesome if Big E turned on Kofi and got the title from him with Money in the Bank. But what we're forgetting, what everybody here is forgetting, that's not going to happen because we can't tell storylines because we have to have Brock Lesnar come up at SummerSlam.
Yep.
And that's the problem with WWE, in my opinion. We have all this cool shit that could absolutely should be happening, but we have to
It
get the
just
big
won't.
payoff.
But it's also people throwing that logic out. Like nothing's ever confirmed. Maybe Brock doesn't come back. I mean,
He's
Heyman.
going back.
So even Heyman is putting out like.
He changed his profile picture
Yeah.
to standing by Brock when he
Sure.
beat
But I
Taker.
think but Heyman's the biggest fucking prick when it comes to stuff
He's-
like that.
he-
So maybe he's
He did come out to
swerving a
CM Punk's
swerve.
music once when he after he quit. That was fun.
So maybe he's swerving a swerve. Everybody's expecting Brock. He's eating it up, and then he's
See,
just like,
that's
just
Yeah.
kidding. He's not coming back.
I don't know. We'll see.
I hope so.
We'll know more after Money in the Bank.
I hope so.
The other we talked about Riddle.
Mhm.
So he beat AJ Styles.
You guys aren't getting through your shit.
What is it?
I said you guys aren't getting through your shit.
No.
Just keep going on.
No, we're
different
fine.
scenarios.
So Riddle, we touched on Riddle. Now the biggest return of the pandemic era happened.
Oh, Don, no.
One of the greatest WWE champions of all
The most
time,
disgusting human beings.
came back. Let me find his picture. Bam! There he is.
Gross.
Gender is back.
Oh man.
The gender taker has returned
Oh,
on his sick
please.
motorcycle.
Oh, please.
And he didn't text back Drew for 3 days. So
Oh, boo-hoo.
I see why he's so angry.
Yeah,
One of
man.
the greatest WWE champions ever. And you can officially call him Randy Orton's father because he owned him for a full
He
year.
beat him for the
Gender's
top.
back.
But where was Gender after that? Never
How
was.
excited. And he stole Drew's sword that's made out of somebody's tooth.
My favorite part of this whole gimmick or this whole episode of Raw was the speech that Drew McIntyre gave that was so forced and not wanting to be given. That apparently he has an American fucking hero or whatever you
Oh,
want to call him
God.
as a fucking relative or something. Was it like
every week.
Daniel Boone or some
Yeah.
shit? Like, I mean, that makes sense.
Drew needs to go to SmackDown.
Oh
He
my
loses.
god, that was terrible. I actually did watch this whole match just to give my honest opinion of it. And why is not Drew McIntyre? That's not right. Why is Jinder Mahal not over on like TNA or New Japan? Or why is he still on my fucking TV?
My words exactly.
Gender
6'5".
I looked at Josh and said, "Why is he on our TV
Because
screen?
Gender-
Why?"
There's a lot of guys that are built 6'5".
is a star.
A lot of them.
Look
He's
at
also
him.
dark complexion.
I don't want to look
Nah,
at
that's a
him.
good point.
I don't want to
That's-
look at him.
This right here is a
I don't want
whole
to.
region of people.
He's really good at
1.9
shaving his
million
legs.
people in
That's
India or
why.
something like that.
Yeah.
He's a fucking joke. We all know. We all like the India fucking ratio. We get it. You can't be racist. But
Even though
Jesus
he's from
Christ.
Canada.
Yeah, right?
The modern day
That's a business
Maharaja.
Nobody wants to look at
He's
him.
terrible.
Ugh.
He's
day.
he's why
Mountie.
he's why I fast
He would be
forwarded
the
wrestling in
face of
2016.
AEW.
Do you remember when he fucking main evented SmackDown? It was the most boring thing ever in 2016. Even with Randy
Yeah,
Orton.
but you know what?
Yeah.
Even with Randy
Their
Orton.
ratings were higher.
Okay.
Well,
See?
because of him.
So, do ratings matter?
Were they higher though?
They
Yeah,
were.
they were in like 3 million then.
So what happens from then to now?
Gender left.
Is that right?
That was my.
Don't hinder gender, motherfucker.
Well, how?
Like,
but he was on Raw and they had the
don't start
lowest
that.
ever.
Like I jumped.
They had the lowest ever.
My fat ass had to jump off the couch when I heard his music. He pulled up on that bike. I started sweating.
I was begging him to mute
I was
it.
waiting for Limp Bizkit to come on. Keep rolling.
Dude, if they gave him that Undertaker gimmick, I would fucking. I'd freak
I
out.
would feel.
But-
But you mean the
Amazing.
Indian badass or the Canadian Indian badass? Like, would that be a good gimmick?
I don't know.
He's bad.
I don't.
am a Canadian Indian
He's
badass.
not Canadian.
Watch me kick a. He's from Canada.
Very Canadian.
Yeah, he's from
Maybe
Canada.
not
He's
character
from India.
Was he born in Canada?
He was born in Canada.
Boom. I am a Canadian badass.
See, he's a sick
eh?
individual. You see
There's a
what I mean?
bunch of weird people in Canada.
I believe you. I don't know. I believe you.
I'm fairly positive he's Canadian.
I never looked it up.
But because he's dark complected, or maybe his family is he's got
Indian
relatives-
heritage.
Yes.
Sure.
Maybe.
I really wish you would have muted the TV when he showed up.
He was
I-
terrible.
I want,
And he was
it
the
made me sick.
main guy in 3-man band.
Sure.
Yeah,
star.
Which was a parody gimmick. That's like saying the Blue Meanie was the main guy back in 1998.
Hey, listen, don't ever disparage the BWO. All right. If not for the BWO, the NWO wouldn't have had so much success.
That's true. Gilbert
Big
also
Stevie.
amazing.
Big Stevie Cool ran that shit.
Oh, you mean Right to Censor, Steven?
Yes.
Good time. I
Or
miss
was a
that
good
shit.
father.
Good father. Not the Godfather. Unlike MVP's
Here
favorite
we go.
entrance.
Here we go. I knew he was going.
I
to.
can't wait till WrestleMania. MVP versus Chuck.
Exactly.
You don't want none.
So we'll I mean, not a lot really happened on Raw, honestly. I was happy to see Riddle beat Styles. Styles helping get Riddle over more. That's a
That's a
very,
good match.
very credible.
I enjoyed that match.
Very credible win for Riddle. He just keeps right now, like next week's predictions. Unless
Mhm.
something changes my mind, I think Riddle's winning Money in the Bank,
I would like
and
that.
I think that
I do
because I
too.
think that'll further him and Orton's story. That the thing about Money in the Bank is this year it can go literally to anybody.
Yeah, I have no
in it,
idea.
and you can
Absolutely
take
can.
it and run with it for a storyline. Like
Sure.
we've been saying that for a while.
You say that every week. Every year we say that.
We
Yeah.
do.
Like at least the last two that I've been a part of. We said it. We literally said it with Otis winning.
way to be a
We
fucking
did.
way to be a fucking downer minute.
No, I
Bennett-
think-
I think that's good though. Like it should
Shut
be
up.
open.
You're
It should be
Shut
open.
up.
You're not wrong. I mean, I like the competitors that are in it. And
the only
people
person
that
in
can
it that doesn't make sense is Drew, but he's just there because he.
Either
He's
it's
not
off
going to be in it. I'm calling that now. He's going to be taken out.
by gender.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be by gender.
no, you put the belt on gender again. Fix it all.
Gross. Gross.
Can't wait to fast forward through that match.
Me too. Josh won't let me.
Who needs Brock? You got gender, and Brock was so scared years ago. He made Vince take the strap off gender, so he didn't have to fight him at
Oh,
Survivor
I'm sure
Series.
that's
As I was
how
saying,
it
do you
happened.
remember when they were like, "We're not going to fight Jim Mahal because of a fucking joke"?
No, because Brock got scared. He couldn't deal with the modern day
Nobody's scared of
Maharaja.
him, really.
Paul Heyman
No,
even
because they wanted
said,
to have a good match.
"You're right," and you can't have a good match with Jinder
You
Mahal.
didn't see his Punjabi Prince match with Orton?
Oh, we all saw
It was
that.
good.
Yo,
yeah.
Trip, that's a
I
5-star.
I feel bad for
Every
Orton.
Pujami prison match, and they don't even equivalent to 5 stars.
Yeah, I mean, I got teary eyed, but they were real tears.
I was like, oh, this is the product going down the drain.
Yeah, that was
Exactly.
This makes me regret my decisions in life.
Yeah, I'm with Josh. I was on board when the title switch happened. I just felt like it got
The
really-
shock factor.
Yeah, that's
big.
what it was.
It's like, holy
Yeah.
shit, Gender beat Randy Orton.
Sometimes the shock
7
factor
times.
is good, but not when it's by Jinder Mahal.
You're
Yeah,
a
yeah.
hater.
I mean, I am a
I'm
hater.
You know I'm a hater.
Segueing the things that Chuck hate for no reason.
Uh-oh.
No, there's a reason though.
NXT.
I mean, I don't hate it.
Yes, you do.
It's just annoying.
That's just a nice way. Hey, it's
Hey,
It's
Hey,
like
it
the
sucks.
biggest Aleister Black fan ever, but he didn't even watch him when he was doing his best work.
do
Like,
you want to do flips and shit? Yeah, man, let's do flips and shit.
it's not
All
flips
right,
and shit.
yes.
That just
Hey,
shows you
I'm
haven't
gonna
been
give
paying
you
attention.
I'm gonna give you my finisher 17 times, kick out every time. You got
Every-
it? Yeah, I got it.
Hey, what's funny
Let's
is
do this.
After
but on
every,
different people.
listen, after every takeover, we do a breakdown. He's like, that was great.
Yeah.
It's like, but I won't watch the weekly product. But
because they do the
takeovers are
same
amazing.
match every time. Hey, do you want to do
It's
the
a-
same match 8 days a week? Let's do this.
For a guy that likes storytelling, you have to watch the fucking story for it to be told to
But
you.
when
You
I-
watch,
I tuned in on
when you
Wednesday,
watch it-
and they were doing flips and shit.
that's Wednesday.
Yeah, and they're doing flips and
NXT's
shit.
on Tuesday.
Back in the day, they were doing it on Wednesday when
You
they're
were not
competing,
watching.
when they're competing with AEW.
Listen, you're like the guy that buys Harry Potter book and you're like, oh fuck, Hermione got
I've
fucked
seen
by
the
Ron.
movies.
Like you go to the last page, you're like, man, but I love a good story. It's like, bitch, you just bought a book.
That sounds like me.
Hey,
I
you
can't
see
say
it?
nothing.
Well, is it by the 8th one? Harry's like banging Ron's sister or
Yeah.
something? Like, it got
Listen,
weird.
I hope so. But listen, if you're
I
gonna
think
do
I have a bookmark in Pornhub that happened.
I'm sure you do.
if you're gonna do flips
Fuck
and shit,
that means.
I'm not gonna watch it.
I've lost it. I've lost it.
Like, look,
This
it's
is
so
definitely-
like flips and shit.
This is
Chuck
definitely
opens the
random.
book of NXT. He's like, oh, Adam Cole wins. Well, that fucking sucks. Like, you didn't even read it. Like,
I don't care.
you
if
have
Adam
to
Cole
watch
wins.
it.
I know he just-
Halloween Kills is the worst fucking movie
It
that's
better
ever been
not
made.
be.
No,
I
it
can-
won't be. It'll be
You know,
awesome.
I don't know.
It'll be better than Halloween 4.
But I'm about to say,
Guaranteed.
even though I haven't,
And I like
watched-
4.
even though I haven't seen it, it's
Don't
like
you
her.
dare judge
Fast 9 sucks. Like,
That's what
bro,
you did
you
with
haven't
all
seen
the
it.
Fast and the Furious movies already.
I watched the first 2.
No, you didn't.
They're
You-
fucking terrible.
You told me
Oh,
you've
this
only
is
seen
terrible.
eight
Yeah,
or nine.
yeah.
The
with
Rock
this,
walked in
yeah.
like, and I was like, oh god,
See,
more fucking
He comes in
Like,
a
who's this
5.
guy with Tourette's?
You've
in
never
Fast
seen
and
him.
Furious? Like,
Never seen
they
him.
fucking got the
So you
tooth
just
fairy.
did that. You just did that.
I
You've
saw
never seen-
Fast 9.
Cameron
dude
Grimes
died.
is a star.
The dude
Let's
died.
change subject. Cameron Grimes is to the star. He's going to the moon.
Who?
Yeah.
It's our point. Our
Alright,
point.
And
Exactly.
L.A. Knight,
All right.
whatever his name is.
I actually produced it.
I don't understand.
Who?
Like what?
Our
it is.
point.
Like why is it? Like is there a meaning behind
Los
it?
Angeles night. He likes to be in LA at nighttime.
That's
Is
not
he
where he
coming?
got it.
I thought maybe he's auditioning
That's
for
all I think
Batman.
of. I think of like Mike,
I'm tired. For
That's
Batman.
racist.
the L.A. Knight.
Who do I think is better than what? Lucas? Who's Lucas?
Lucas Versneck. I don't know what that means.
I'm missing
All right.
verses.
All right, so we got to get through NXT before we get to our top 5.
Sorry, guys.
Ciampa and Thatcher lost to MSK.
Yeah, they did.
Just MSK? Was it a triple threat?
Just to mix it. Jim, don't be a dick.
No, I honestly didn't watch that.
And he's like, I love Walter, but don't watch NXT. Like, fucking done. I'm a big Walter fan. He saw fucking 2 matches.
I love
He
Walter.
saw the Blues Fire Series in 9 seconds. He saw him fight Ciampa.
I know what I like. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, it's
You
not.
never watch it.
I've watched
It's like you
Walter.
said, I love The Office, but you don't even got Peacock.
I have Peacock, and I watched.
That's not. I
Dude,
know you.
I
have-
watched The Office way before Peacock existed.
Jesus Christ.
This motherfucker. I
Anyway,
know what I'm talking about.
Karrion Kross.
I'm old school.
Karrion Kross gonna fight Johnny Gargano next week for the NXT Championship.
Samoa Joe
Which
special guest.
My
referee.
favorite wrestler is
That'll
going
be
to
fun.
take the fucking belt
That'll
off
be
Kross,
good.
and Kross
That
is
will be good.
going to Raw.
I'll give you that one. That will be a good one.
Joe is the referee.
So we got one match so far.
Samoa Joe's the ref.
referee.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to do some shenanigans where Kross loses without losing himself. Like maybe Joe chokes him out or something.
Sure.
Or he's going to be like, Joe, that's a 2. Or that's 3.
There's
and
going to be
punch him.
tension between
Yeah.
them two for sure.
And they're teasing Adam Cole versus Joe hard.
Yeah, they
Anyway,
are. They're throwing
LA
it off.
Knight beat Cameron Grimes, who Bennett said is good. Cameron Grimes is so over, it's not even fucking
Has
funny,
to be
right?
his
He went
butt.
from heel to face. Like
Organic.
did, he
Organic.
did.
It's like when
and
when,
didn't miss a beat.
when Gargano,
You like that?
You can't do that.
I can't do that.
they did the same thing with Gargano, because when Gargano came out of that 5-way where he dominated the whole match, but he didn't factor into the decision, but he kicked Cross's ass every time they squared up. He just started getting cheered organically again. Everything in NXT,
Yeah, Kross.
like MSK's getting booed for they've done nothing but push them as lovable
Mhm.
baby faces.
Yep.
NXT's organic turns. The main roster is all force shit. Like,
Yeah.
you will cheer for Roman Reigns for 10 fucking WrestleMania main events. Like, no, we won't. Now we love him because he's hated. Like
Absolutely.
NXT, it's
Mhm.
all organic turns. LA Knight.
Cross,
They tried to
Cross
ma-
is a weird one though because they didn't put him as a face or he was a
Mhm.
tweener.
No, he's a
He's
he's been
a tweener.
He
He's
can
now,
play
but
both
now
roles.
it seems like he is.
He's full heel.
Yeah.
And he said, I want to be a WWE champion. I
He
want to
did.
be a
He
so
did.
like
Mhm.
now they're laying the ground.
He
like,
wants
He's
to
a big
go.
guy.
He's
He
going.
can do it.
Yeah.
He sure can.
Hit row wrapped and shit.
I have no idea who that is.
It was pretty sweet.
I love Isaiah Swerve.
Swerve Scott was the only thing NXT's been doing wrong.
Yeah, and I
Until
think
now.
right now they're hitting.
He's hit. Yeah, I hope to
Adam
God-
Cole's let it great. They're like he's about a year away from you really seeing what he can do.
Yeah,
And I dig it.
I think it'll be his.
This
show
match,
at some
I was
point.
surprising to see them two lose to,
Yeah, I was gonna ask you
to a
about this.
thrown together tag team like that.
All right,
Another thrown together
Okay,
tag
so
team.
Chuck,
that we
you
don't
want to explain what thrown together tag teams can do if it works out correctly?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sheamus and Cesaro, because they're not just the bar.
They are.
They are the bar.
Mhm.
Something like that.
A few things
Better than
happened
it.
here. So they're trying to push Zoe Stark
They are.
through the fucking roof,
Yep.
and rightfully so.
Yep.
You put her with somebody established like Io Shirai, probably the best women's wrestler, if not just one of the best in the whole fucking world. So you have them have a run with the tag belts. Tegan Knox is back.
Yep.
Candice LeRae, busy. Dexter Lumis kidnapped Indy Hartwell. She's back.
Wait, he kidnapped somebody?
He picked her up and carried her
She
away.
loves
Just real quick,
Dexter.
though,
She
her
loves
gear for the last like 3 matches I've seen is
Yeah.
the coolest fucking shit.
Andy
ever.
Hartwell's
Have you
dope.
seen it?
She
Yeah,
is.
no.
It's the old Razor Ramon gear, but it says Indy
Oh,
all
nice.
over.
Yeah,
It's,
I like
sweet.
Indy Hartwell. I
Yeah.
do.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
she did the
And
little
that was a
throwbacks.
tribute.
Oh,
That was a
Doing
tribute
that
this
shit?
week to the 25 years anniversary of NWO was this week.
Yeah,
Is that
was
right?
her
That
tribute.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That's why the women, Bailey and Sasha and that shit were
So
doing that.
Candice
I got it.
LeRae is on to different things.
Indy
Indies,
Hartwell.
you know, her and Dexter's going to try to date and whatever.
They're so
They've been
cute.
chasing.
It's cute.
So Zoe Stark and Io's going to run for a little bit.
Kidnapping a bitch is always cute. It's so
Creepy.
adorable.
Zoe's going to
Take her.
It's
You run
cute.
away with her. You make her do things. It's great.
That's what she wants. She's literally thrown
And then
herself
Yvonne,
at
you
him.
know what happens is
He
one
did
of
the same
the
thing that Austin Theory too.
one. Oh, dude, how great has he been on it?
Oh, he's
since
awesome.
been in
Austin
NXT?
Theory.
He's the
I've
best,
always liked Austin
he's the
Theory.
best seller
I believe that.
Mm.
in NXT. He might be. He's like Dolph Ziggler level. Like, if you see his last few matches, the way he's selling shit. It's like, all right, bro, he doesn't hurt that bad. But like, he sells.
All that forearm that he
Yeah.
took across outside into the garage door.
Yeah.
Oh, that shit was awesome.
Like
Wow.
he ate the door. Like he
ate it.
ate
He
the
did.
door. I was like,
I think
fuck.
going to the main roster and then dropping him back down humbled him because I think
I
he's
do
been.
sure.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
he's got. And they said they still think he's got superstar potential
Oh,
with the main
yeah.
roster.
I've always
He
liked
look-
Austin
I mean,
Theory.
he just looks money.
And
Him
then,
and Murphy are both, in my opinion, like the two best things that could have come from NXT.
Yep.
And then they didn't.
And then Chuck's favorite.
So,
Adam Cole beat Kyle O'Reilly straight up wrestling.
I
He
saw
did.
that. Yeah, I
Very
heard that.
good.
I didn't watch. I heard
It's
it.
at 1-1.
Yep.
So
Sure.
my prediction is they'll fight it to take over at SummerSlam.
And they used to be Pro Evolution,
then-
right? I mean,
Undisputed Era.
that's right.
Same difference.
Loser.
Diamond-
Listen,
Oh.
for as good as Evolution was supposed to be, I think Undisputed Era
Oh,
did way better.
I think
together.
they were like the
Mhm.
team like Undisputed Era had. I mean, they were the four guys. They're all on the same level, and they owned that company for how many years? Well, Evolution, you know, we had the established guy, we had the other established guy, then we had the two guys.
Mhm.
So like they were very similar in how they acted and dressed and stuff, but they were two very different gimmicks.
There were no League of Nations. That's all.
Facts.
I'm gonna say.
Mhm.
Because you know,
Yeah, very good event. I
Good
was
match.
very happy with this.
Big
event.
Didn't
Nations.
Roddy Strong wrestle?
Roderick
too?
Strong.
He was an opening match, right?
No, he wasn't on this
Or
week.
was it last week?
Last
Am I
week.
thinking
Yeah,
of-
Diamond-
Roderick Strong came back with Diamond Mine, which
Diamond
is
Mine.
kind of like the underutilized talent in NXT,
Mhm.
led by Malcolm Bivens, who's a fucking beast on the mic.
He is.
That's
He is.
gonna
Like,
be-
I didn't know who the fuck that guy
He's
was
fighting
until all of a
Kushida
sudden.
next week, I think. Strong Kushida.
Oh, there you
Kushida
go.
called him out on this week.
Oh, he did.
I'm
So
about
they're
it.
building around the fucking cruiserweight division, which is nice to
That's
see. They're
good,
actually
yeah.
Is that a
going
title match?
no,
No.
but they're actually going to throw tons of shit into the cruiserweight division in
Cool.
NXT.
Good.
That's what I like about NXT. Adam Cole and O'Reilly can main event this week. Swerve, the NXT North American title main
Yep.
evented last week.
Mhm, it did.
oh, yeah.
I'm assuming next week the NXT title will main event, and then the women's title, like any
Yeah.
match on the card
Mhm.
can main event. That's
Where's
why
Balor?
waiting.
Yeah.
probably back on the main event, I'd imagine.
Yeah, he's probably going main roster. I think he'll end up back on Raw. He has unfinished business there.
With Seth Rollins and Bray Wyatt.
I think if he goes,
He definitely has unfinished business with Bray. Bray broke his neck and sent him down to
He
NXT.
did. Yeah, he did.
He murdered him.
that was still the best promo I think of when he came back down. He's like, "Oh, I lost to a guy because he got a new mask." I was like, "Oh shit." If he's someone I think needs a stable around him. If he's going to go to the main roster and be successful early on, they need to basically build their version of the Bullet Club
I would agree
around
with that.
him.
But it's got to be a good stable, though. Not like the Good
Mhm.
Brothers. I like them, but they were kind of boring in my opinion.
Yeah, they tried that with
Sure.
Styles. Sure, right?
It's
That's
gotta be
because
with,
they
like-
wanted
They did.
everything they wanted to do.
Sure, but it's got to be with like people who
Matter.
are believably
Mhm.
going to destroy you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
You can
like
just say it. People that
competitive.
matter. The Good Brothers just didn't matter.
In my
And I
opinion,
don't-
I agree with you.
They were props.
I like
the
them.
best
I
thing
like
they
them.
did was be props in the Boneyard match. Let's be honest about it. That was
Yeah.
their, and they won the fucking greatest tag team in the world trophies, and they got fired a month later.
They
So, I
did.
mean,
I was
They-
never a fan of the Good
They had a
Brothers.
show on the network that lasted one episode, but I thought it was funny as fuck.
We've all had pilots.
It was-
One episode.
It was the Botchamania stuff.
I can't remember that.
If you
yeah.
guys get a chance,
yeah,
it was
they
so
ran
funny.
pay-per-views of that.
They think they're
so funny.
They ran a couple like
Right.
real pay-per-views.
But like
of
hearing
that.
them talk, Gallows is funny as shit. Like just listening
Sure.
to
I imagine they're fine. Just they didn't do anything to me.
I didn't care for him as a Styles backup, but if Balor has it, it's got to be with lethal guys.
Yeah, and you can't put him with AJ either.
Not comedy.
You got to ignore that because you have 2 head guys.
Right.
And that is where you have to have the head guy with a guy that's a close second.
I think
he's building up.
I think that's what it is. I think if Baylor gets in a group, it can't be with people who are comedy. It's got to be lethal.
Yep.
Yes.
Like Steve Blackman.
Steve Blackman.
What a name drop.
I know, right?
Steve
He was a
Blackman.
lethal weapon.
Yeah, he's a discount version of Gender.
Ew, gross.
They're not even what?
Gender's way better than Steve Blackman.
Steve
I think-
Blackman?
I think-
What? He's a ninja.
You're gonna say everybody's better than Gender, aren't you?
Right?
Cesaro, I could
treat
get
him as,
behind.
like his assassin.
I could get behind that.
Whatever, and then
If
you
he's
gotta
a
get
ninja, then that Tozawa guy who's 24/7 champion's a fucking ninja.
That guy's
No,
a-
Steve
he's
Blackman
annoying.
was a ninja. Steve Blackman would kill most people on the roster. He's the guy I tried to get on the podcast.
That was a good one.
And you know what?
We're not getting
I
Steve
couldn't find
Blackman.
him.
You could.
He's unfindable. He's a fucking ninja.
you get a couple like a good tag team, like maybe not.
No, tag team in WWE are kind of not a good thing to say back hand to hand.
That is a fact.
Like, there's no good tag team. Honestly,
I wish I could.
Veterans.
I wish I was paying attention to
Turn
Give
Steven
up and
when he says stuff like "wow" or
All day.
I have no idea.
"LOL" or "oh shit." It's like, what did we say?
No idea.
Hashtag random.
Yeah, hashtag
Random.
the random. Is that what it was?
What's happened? We got 4 generations of fucking wrestling fans here. It's going to get
Yeah.
pretty random. We all like different things,
Different
and
stuff.
our brain goes to different places when you say certain things. So it's just how it goes.
Our top 5 is interesting then because I feel like these are going to be very similar.
Oh yeah, did you do your top 5 of Money in the Bank? I didn't tell you.
I can try. And
You didn't tell him.
I can try and pick some stuff off the top of my head.
No,
Are you talking
I
about the Money in the
didn't
Bank match itself?
Cash-ins.
Cash ins.
Top 5 cash-ins.
Favorite cash-ins.
Okay.
Yvonne, to yours first. I know Yvonne was fucking studying.
Yeah, give me a minute, let me,
With all my notes here.
Hold on, let me use the
anybody
fancy-
watching, all 4 of you that are out there right now.
Oh, don't worry about it because I got
I'm
I assumed you watched last weekend
Can't
and
hashtag-
knew what we were doing.
That's my name. That's funny.
no,
I
because
forgot.
look, I got pictures. Like, boom.
You got
Let me
pictures.
find her fucking banner. Here we go. 5. I forgot completely. I had to go back and watch this on YouTube. I forgot about
studied.
this one. I
So
forgot
Daniel-
about this one.
I didn't remember. I don't remember that.
I did some research. I definitely on
I don't
YouTube and
remember
on the
that.
internet.
Even you saying it, I watched wrestling in 2011. I don't remember it happening.
Boom.
And after I just told him I wasn't putting Daniel Bryan
He
on the
had
list, but I
just
did.
fought the Big Show,
He
correct?
did. Yep.
Mark Henry just
And he was injured.
beat the Big Show.
Mhm. So Daniel Bryan cashes in on Mark Henry.
Looks like it's
SmackDown,
going down on him.
November
Kinda does.
26th,
Yeah.
2011. Yep. So Big Show comes out and confronts Mark Henry. He's injured on his crutches. Then Daniel Bryan's music hits. Big Show gave him the Big Show punch. Then Daniel Bryan's music comes out.
It's called
and-
the WMD.
That's what it's called. Fair enough. I always called it Big Show punch because I didn't know that. Fair enough.
I dig it. It's called WMD for World W
Well, now I know.
M. What's something? I forget.
I can't
World.
promise I won't forget that.
I forget.
remember
It
that.
stands for like a. I don't remember.
Yeah, Steven, that can be your name. We'll call him the
So
Rhino.
Daniel Bryan comes out. He cashes in. He can't even pull. I mean, even
Look,
move Mark
he's
Henry.
struggling. Like Charles Robinson's like, what are you doing?
World Mass Destruction.
There
That's
we
what
go.
that stands for.
That's what it is.
WMD.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, I can try to remember that. He's
Well, you don't have to
struggling.
now. He's gone.
In the photo, he can't even move Mark Henry over to get the pin. So he comes back, he comes out and catches on. Theodore Long runs out there, says, whoa, player.
Weapon of
Like,
mass destruction. That's
he's
what it
like,
is.
player.
Theodore
he's like,
Long.
Theodore Long. He
Play
comes,
him.
he literally ran out to the ring. He's like, He's like, Mark Henry's right. He's like, this was not official match. He wasn't medically cleared. He's like, you're going to have to hand me the title back. Then he's like, I'm going to give you your briefcase back to give you another opportunity, but this was not official. That has to, I remember watching like that.
So it wasn't even a real cash in.
No. He came out and just pinned him. The ref's like, and they announced that he's cashing in. Nope.
I like how you say you didn't want Daniel Bryan on your list, but he's literally.
That's
your
exactly what I
He's the
said.
5th and your 4th. All right.
That
I remember in
changed.
20. He was like a heel back then.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got his Money in the Bank back, and he had to re-earn it, but he got another opportunity, which was fair.
Is
I
that
still
the one?
remember that.
Remember that?
That's on my list. Oh yeah.
How could I forget that? I'm kidding. Not because of Orton. I'm kidding.
So Randy Orton cashed in on Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam with some help from Triple H.
Of course, with help by Triple H or something. So
Or something. No, you gotta say it right if you want to say it. Or something. He was a fucking referee of the match.
I know he was.
He was Team Daniel
I know,
Bryan
I
on
know.
that SmackDown.
You know, Yvonne's like, it doesn't matter. It's Randy fucking Orton. Like, she overlooks anything. Like,
Shut up,
Randy
you know me too well.
Randy Orton smoked weed backstage and got suspended. He didn't do that.
He didn't
Somebody
do it.
I did say that. That's awful.
She overlooks. Remember that one top 5 where it
here
wasn't
we go.
Orton and he was in all 5 of her fucking top 5.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Like Orton versus Angel Garza on WWE.
I did
and
not
that was her
put
number 3. I was
I
like,
did
stop
not.
it.
I did not do that.
You're such a
Sure.
mark for Randy Orton.
Triple H was actually a
You are for
face.
John Cena. Don't
Triple
Not to
H-
that point.
Triple H should have heel turn during this match because Triple
He
H was a
did.
face.
He
He
did.
was a face. And on that SmackDown before his pay-per-view, he was doing the yes chants with D-Bry in the ring
He did.
against Vince McMahon.
Didn't he kick him in the balls in the match?
He did.
In the match, he did.
And that's
He
when
did.
That was
turned.
after the match. It was
So Brian won, and then he took him.
As Orton's
He pedigreed him.
walking.
He
Brian-
pedigreed him.
Brian beat
He
John
pedigreed him.
Cena.
Yeah, he did.
And then he pedigreed him, and
Yes.
Orton came, and he called. Yep, okay.
Because Randy Orton came
That
out.
was a great. That was a very
it
cool.
was
That
the-
was a badass
It was,
moment. That
it was
got
both
heat.
titles. It was both titles.
Dude, that's when the fucking yes movement thing
That's
really
when
like.
they took off.
That's
It
when they
was
got the
right-
sympathy right
It
there.
was right. That's what really. You're right. And that was SummerSlam, and the
Because
WrestleMania
they
was
went
30.
from there to the following
And
April.
you
was the
realize
WrestleMania.
that like, I can feel this with Riddle and Orton too.
Mhm.
I hope so.
They can
Yeah.
have the same
Same body
impact
pair.
right here.
Yeah.
Riddle wins the brief. Imagine if Riddle goes to like Randy, I won.
That's what I've been
Randy's like, I'm
telling.
proud of you. Then Riddle goes to cash in. Orton comes out, RKO's them, and the champion pins Riddle.
Yeah.
And Riddle cashes in like, bro, what? And that's you ended.
Mhm.
Bro,
Yep.
Riddle's the fucking biggest baby face in the company.
Yeah.
Riddle-
Period.
He is.
Like, and he can be, and he's not a guy that's going to get
Mhm.
He should be.
soured down. Like
Mhm.
like Chuck brings up. I love how he forgot his line. Like you'll never forget.
Right, you won't.
I was worried about that.
Yeah, Chuck goes on it. He's like Riddle might get like buried now.
Like,
No,
you
he
can't-
got pushed.
He looked at the camera
Yeah, like Vince and Pritchard are backstage. They said it was the funniest thing they've ever seen.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like what the fuck.
once. If you did it twice, that'd probably be a
So
bad
yeah, so yeah,
Don't do
Daniel,
that shit.
Right.
Daniel Bryan beat John Cena, and then Triple H, obviously the special guest referee.
Hold on, you gotta lay it out correctly.
I am.
The
I'm reading
yes
it.
movement had started.
Well-
They were all giving him shit. Vince was like, no, no, no. And Triple H was like, yeah, I like him. And he was the referee, and he beat John
Daniel
Cena.
Bryan's
He did.
career, like John
He
Cena
did.
had a legitimately
did.
threatened to quit for
He
them to
did.
bring him back.
I remember
Cena-
that. I remember
And
that.
he did that with Punk.
Sure.
He did.
That's why when
He
people
did.
say Cena did a lot of
He did.
backstage shit that was probably shady, but he did a lot of stuff
Sure.
that was very beneficial.
did.
And it wasn't too long before that D. Bryan got beaten like 3 seconds at WrestleMania to Sheamus. Like, I mean,
It was
did.
a bro kick, right?
It was.
Yeah.
Bro kick. Yeah, the bro kick.
AJ
Yeah.
turned around and fucking ate
Yeah,
one.
he took it.
He was running with AJ back then, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't
Lee-
Brian running
yeah.
with AJ?
That
back
was
then?
actually after his cash in that she mentioned before on,
Mhm.
on Big Show.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you gotta
Mhm.
say, all right. So the SmackDown before this, Triple H was a face. Daniel Bryan was a face. This was the bad guy. They were all on his side, and then D. Bryan beat John Cena at SummerSlam, even though he's being buried by the big guy, Vinnie Mac, and then the Golden Boy Randy Orton, who's been in the company at this point for 11 years,
Mhm.
came out, and Triple H. They accept the cash in.
Mhm.
We still think, as an audience, Triple H is still pro D-Bry.
Right.
Turns
Mhm.
around, does what Triple H does, pedigrees a motherfucker.
Mhm.
Randy Orton wins. Oh, that is how you fucking do it.
That's
That's
how
how
you
you
do it.
get
That's how
somebody
you do.
over as a
Mhm.
baby face.
He did.
That was
I
absolutely.
was so mad.
You were mad.
I was pissed too.
Like that's when it's like
I was-
we're all adults here. It's
Yeah.
like when you're like,
Uh-huh.
you go to work, like I can't fucking sleep.
Sure.
I didn't sleep last night. Why? It's like Daniel Bryan got fucking lost his title, and
I mean-
everybody's like, who? It's like fuck you.
Who?
I was probably 25 at the time.
Right.
You guys are
Wow.
probably what, 22 or
Yeah.
so? Like, dude, I was fucking pissed. And granted,
Mhm.
at that point, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Everybody was.
Hey,
Yeah.
you guys will never guess who's in her number 3.
I don't want to know.
Who we
It's
got?
your number 3.
I'm just saying that.
No, that was
The Miz
Has nothing to do with
cashed in on Randy Orton.
has nothing to do with Orton. I mean, really, it's quite obvious.
That's a great shot of him getting the.
That's
I
awful.
don't remember that either.
Miz cashes in.
I don't.
So, I do.
All right,
All
go
the
ahead.
re- so Miz cashes in.
How was it 2013? Orton's was in 2013. How are they the same year?
That was when they had.
I looked it up.
Oh, fair enough.
I
That
looked it up.
This was
All
3
the
months
reasons.
later.
Yep.
Oh, shit. How?
So Orton was feuding with Wade
This is
Barrett
when
at the
Cena
time.
fought Miz. I'm sorry. Cena fought Miz at WrestleMania. This is where Miz picked up the belt.
Mm-hmm. He had Alex
Then
Riley
he fought fucking Jerry the King.
Before.
Yeah, he fought.
There's no way that's 2013. It doesn't mathematically hold up.
Oh no, we'll verify.
So I looked it up.
Yvonne.
It's what it said.
Actually, I just found it because I'm looking at the thing.
Well, when I looked up, it's what it said. So I
believe you. That's what I'm getting cut up
Yvonne,
on.
go ahead.
All right. So
Sorry, fucked you up.
it's all right. Orton was feuding. He was in a match with Wade Barrett. Next, Orton comes out. The Nexus jump him even before the match starts. Then Wade Barrett comes out.
The Nexus. Holy
They
shit.
injured Orton's leg, and then Wade Barrett in the match went to actually pin. He did his move on Orton. Cena comes out, pulls the referee out because remember he was a Nexus, and he had to quit. He had to quit because he pinned Randy Orton the winner, and the winner, if Wade Barrett lost, Cena had to leave.
Oh, that was that time period.
Mhm.
I gotcha. Yeah.
It's hard to remember all this.
No,
Stuff.
you're fine.
And I think I fucked up. I think I put it 13. I think is it 10?
It's 10.
It's 10.
Yeah,
Sorry, that's my
no,
fault.
You're good.
Sorry.
No.
No,
So
like,
that's when
it
Nexus
happened
went
in year
rampant.
200.
Too much wrestling. Too much wrestling.
I just changed it. to
Stupid internet. That's why you don't trust.
No,
the internet.
you're good, and that's why I remember Miz winning, but I thought it was like, there's no way it was that late. Yeah, so that was when I remember that, and that's what led
Yeah.
Cena to or
Mhm.
Miz fighting Cena at WrestleMania.
Mhm.
We need to do a top 5 of biggest failures. And I already
Yeah.
tell you, number one, they could have done so much more with Nexus.
Yes.
Especially
Oh,
the
I
way-
love that.
I like
Do
Nexus.
you remember when they debuted?
Mhm.
I'm texting you like, was that real?
Yeah,
like,
man.
Yeah.
then Daniel Bryan got legit fired. And I was like, that was real. Like,
Yeah,
for choking out the sexual predator ring announcer.
Yeah.
Who now say the voice of AEW, but whatever.
In this match with Orton and Barrett, this was actually a rematch because Wade Barrett got another shot because I don't know. This was an actual rematch between him and
the
Orton.
next, I missed those days.
So Cena comes out, the referees pull it out, he F5s Wade Barrett, the ref comes back in, Orton pins him, it was over.
Damn.
that was.
I'm
that's-
surprised you had Randy Orton losing on your top 5.
That was hard.
and that's what led Miz
I'm
to
kidding.
fighting John Cena at WrestleMania, and not only
Mhm.
fighting him, but defending it, retaining it at WrestleMania.
Fucking wrong.
Thanks to The Rock. He sure did in
Mhm.
2011. It was amazing.
That was a good cash in by Miz.
That was a good cash in.
Mhm.
And number 2.
Rollins cashed in on Brock, Roman at WrestleMania 31.
Who did he pin?
Roman Reigns.
Hell yeah, you did.
Yep.
I can
Rock ain't taking
genuinely,
that pin.
genuinely say this
No,
excited
he's
me
not.
when this happened.
I did. Me too.
I jumped up. I was excited for
Mhm.
Seth going
Because
out
Seth
there.
had lost
Mhm.
to Orton on that nasty art. That
Yeah,
RKO
he
was
did.
just sick.
He
Like,
did.
that was the most
Mhm.
probably interesting. Besides the Evan Bourne one was really good when he
Sure.
did it.
Well
Mhm.
back.
But
Yeah.
like he literally the fucking the chemistry to deal to have a dude
Mhm.
literally lift them with your fucking head, just bam.
Oh,
And, like,
yeah, man.
But like that never mattered. Like that's great booking because then Orton came out strong. But Seth, nobody remembered he lost because
Sure.
he has
Mhm.
fucking had the best
Yep.
cash in.
That's
One
the
of the
whole
best
point.
cash
That's
ins
the whole
ever.
point.
Yeah,
It was
Absolutely.
perfect. And we've seen that in the past where
Mhm.
a person will lose, or like the Money in the Bank briefcase holder loses a match,
Mhm.
and then they fucking sorry, they cash in later.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. 'Cause you make them look weak, and then they come
Mhm.
in, they come out
And you
strong.
never forget. You forget they even lost.
Sure. That was definitely one of the best cash-ins.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And it became a triple threat.
Fuck you, Brock Lesnar. And that's one thing I remember too is the next the next night when Lesnar came out and just tore shit up.
He
that
did.
was
Yeah,
awesome.
he did.
Yeah, he like ripped.
He
Yeah.
tear tables and everything.
ticked.
Tore it down. It's like,
Can
yeah,
you
that's
Vince
wrestling.
being like, here's
That
$5
is.
million
Mhm.
bucks. I want you to go out and just tear shit.
Tear it up.
I was like, okay, rip the
Instead of milking the cow, milk that fucking table, dude. Take
He
it down.
he was ticked.
And Yvonne reached back into last week for her
Mhm.
number 1.
Jesus.
Edge cashing in on Cena because
Absolutely.
he won the first Money in the Bank, and when Vince
That was
came
his
out,
first title.
Vince is like we said when we talked about this before. Vince comes out, we're not done yet, and then Edge comes out. Here you go. Cena was a bloody mess after Elimination Chamber. Speared him over.
There's that epic picture of him handing the fucking briefcase to Vince.
Yeah, that's very rememberable.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like the first time too. If you guys don't remember, I know we have a lot of younger fans these days. 2006,
Mhm.
that's a long time ago now. Shit,
Mhm.
that's the year I graduated high school. So it was like what 800 years ago.
Mhm.
But that was the first ever cash in,
Yep.
and so nobody really knew what to expect when that went down. And
Or
then
how it was going to work.
right, like
Yeah.
nobody really knew.
Mhm.
And Edge really used it as a weapon for
He
a
sure
long
did.
time, months
Mhm.
and months. between Lita and that briefcase. It was just that's what Edge was. And then one of the biggest matches of the year, the Chamber match back then was before the gimmick pay-per-view. It was a huge match. It ended, and we just thought it was over. That's it.
We did.
And then you hear Edge's music, like, what? Like, no, we're
Vince
we're
comes
done.
out, Vince is like, it ain't over.
Right, and then you see the chairman of the board. He comes like, "Holy shit, what is going on?"
Right.
Vince makes an appearance. It's like, oh shit.
Even in 06, that's
yeah.
after the Attitude Era stuff. So it was like, holy shit. Then we're cashing in. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, that was a big deal. And WrestleMania was in April, so this was in December. So it was a long time.
Was it December or was it January?
Right, whatever that between that time period. So I think it was like New Year's, yeah. So New Year's resolution, that's what it was. So like right early January. So it was like Jesus, like, and that's hands down the biggest. That feeling, I'm not going to recapture for a long
And
time.
I was so pissed. So John says, like, God damn it.
But I think Cena kicked out the first spear.
He did.
He did. Yeah, he kicked out.
Of course he did. He's fucking John Cena.
Of course you were mad
And
because
He's 06 John Cena.
Now he's a global box office star. But anyway,
There we go.
Yvonne, your top 5 was pretty solid.
Yeah, it absolutely
When
was.
you research, I can't remember all that.
You reminded me of 2 that I completely forgot about.
I did not remember.
That's why I have to research. I didn't remember really any of these.
The
Besides
Miz,
Edge.
my 5. Miz, mine happened in 2013. Y'all go fuck yourselves.
My universe says this.
Rob Van Dam. A lot of people forget.
Or the internet's
Rob
universe,
Van Dam, when he fought John Cena one night stand, he actually cashed in advance.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he beat him. And there's the epic Paul
That's
Heyman.
on my list
there's
as
Paul
well.
Heyman. I didn't
Cena wins, we riot, and I really think WWE is probably scared that John Cena might not make it out of there if he actually won.
That's
So,
fair.
I didn't remember that.
That's one of the first pay-per-views I ever ordered with my own money when I was in high school. So I'll never
Paul
forget
Heyman
that
has the
pay-per-view.
red-
because
That's
he
interesting.
spray painted like Mr. Money in the Bank on the briefcase.
Oh, wow.
So Rob Van Dam.
Imagine what would have happened though in that arena and that night if fucking John Cena won.
I know.
Holy shit.
I know. Like he looked uncomfortable coming to the ring. There's people
As he
this
should.
close to him, and he's just like he has the belt up, and he's like, "I'm not gonna look at you.
I'm not
Don't
looking
fucking
at
look
you."
me."
They threw his shirt back at him.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view was
Wow.
It
Like,
was.
Heyman
That's
fucking
wild.
shoot on JBL. He was like, the only reason you ever won a title is
That's
because
wild.
Triple H didn't want to work Tuesday.
Yep,
Or something like
he
that.
sure did say that.
He's like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
It's like,
man."
fuck. I mean, that's like a real feeling pay-per-view. At its
Mhm.
time, it was not. It might have been, but it did not feel like it was WWE ran. It
Mhm.
felt like,
Kayfabe.
yeah, it was great.
Easy to put on this list. It's one. My memory's pretty screwed up, but I remembered it very well. This one as well. Alexa Bliss
Oh, we did. Yeah, we talked
cashed
about
in on
Your
Nia
girl.
Jax, who you can't see because of the banner here, which is a good thing for people that
Oh,
are
so you
watching
can, at least you
on
can see
live
Alexa.
with video.
Of course.
But
we knew it.
everybody thought Ronda Rousey was winning this shit easy.
I remember this.
Sure.
Mhm.
But nope. Miss Ryan Cabrera came down fast with
That's
her
hard for you to
briefcase,
say. innit?
hit the Twisted Bliss on Nia Jax. Of course, didn't pin Ronda.
Sure.
Beat Nia
She
Jax
did. Mhm.
and cashed in her Money in the Bank. And I think she was on Raw at that time. And I think that's when she became the first woman to ever be SmackDown and Raw champion.
She was. Yeah, she was.
Dude,
She was
Alexa's
the first one.
phenomenal.
Mhm.
So
I love Alexa.
she also beat hell out of Charlotte a few times, which helped her get in my good graces as well. But that's fine.
Of course it is.
I wish she did porn.
Oh boy.
That's where I'm at in life.
Segue. I don't
Take it
have.
as is.
I don't have any pictures for that.
Damn it.
Edge cashed in on John Cena and New Year's Revolution. Yvonne alluded to it earlier. My number one, I don't think it's even close. Just my opinion. I mean, Seth,
Rollins,
like,
that's hard.
so
on.
unexpected.
It was
so
mhm.
unexpected. Everybody's
Sure.
expecting Roman to beat Brock that year in
Mhm.
particular. Then
Yep.
here
Edge.
comes his fucking former Shield mate. And
Yep.
he had to
That's right.
run like the distance of a fucking football.
He
field
did.
to get
That's
to the
hard
ring.
That was a
run.
long
Like,
run.
That's a long
It was
run.
It took
daytime.
The Undertaker started walking down it when it was daytime.
Yeah.
And then by the time he got
It was
there,
night.
like it was like a 2-hour walk.
Yeah.
Like they should have given him his motorcycle back.
Yeah,
but
they
whatever.
ran
Right.
2 matches in between.
That's a long. That's
Yeah.
a long run.
That's when they
Seriously,
ran
though.
all their commercials.
That's what I don't understand. Like that match, not to get off topic, but that match was annoying. We had The Undertaker versus Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 31 in the daytime. What?
And
Oh,
Both
it's like
entrances.
It's like
What?
Sting and Triple H. I was like, why is Sting coming out?
In
Like,
the daytime.
Yeah, like
Right, true.
Even Triple H at that point. Like, those are good entrances.
Right.
What?
this really solidified Seth as a
Mm.
main event guy too.
Absolutely.
I agree with that.
Mhm.
Like this is where it's like I'm Seth Seth fucking Rollins. He only says freaking because it's PG.
Sure.
I'm Seth fucking Rollins.
he is.
Now I'm married to Becky Lynch. Fuck with me. Like this is where
Exactly.
he had his moment. Now, my opinion, the best wrestler in the world, but whatever.
It's
like,
what
that's
put him.
why he's
it
a
made him
main event
it is.
star now.
That's when he transitioned from the Shield Seth Rollins
Yep.
to Seth freaking
He
Rollins.
had some interesting shit like J&J Security. I thought was the internet.
No, people
Yeah,
loved it.
yeah.
Authority, like we bitch every week.
It was a great
Where's our
gimmick.
GMs?
It was a great gimmick.
Where's our GM?
Absolutely.
The Authority was.
They
I
are-
love to hate him. I love John Laird.
No, I agree with all that.
Like
People power.
People power was so fucking dumb.
That was rough only because his fucking voice
Like-
went from my.
Like,
never mind.
wouldn't you rather have that than
Not to have any.
No, I agree. No, yeah, I
I'm
agree.
Kofi? I'm fighting Lashley. Like
Right.
you can't just make it.
No.
Like, I know you got Adam Pearce and Sonya, but like I want a GM.
They're
I'll
just
even
okay.
take the fucking laptop back.
Yeah,
like-
well, that's not got you carried away.
Can you
No,
believe?
that-
Can you
no, that-
actually believe WWE went through a 6-month period into Mania and their GM was a fucking laptop? Like
Yeah,
that's
they
how
did.
big
Mhm.
WWE is.
Didn't
They
it
literally- yeah.
Yeah, well, let's but remember, right before the laptop, we had the worst time in WWE history when it was the fucking celebrity every week.
Oh yeah, the celebrity
And-
guest
and
host.
I love Bob Barker.
That made me drink a lot.
Oh, now it's WWE's fault.
Yeah, it is. That's why I'm an alcoholic. Thanks.
okay.
Me and Jimmy both. So,
He's out.
Shot for shot, bitches.
so,
He didn't back that up.
but the laptop was also rough. Adam Pearce, I kind of dig. I really like. What is it?
Mike
And
Adam.
Mike Adam.
I can't remember him. Yeah,
Wasn't he a GM?
I remember that name.
And then he
Mike
did
Adamle.
announcing for a little bit. Then he got
I
fired.
remember that
Yeah.
name.
And Sonya's doing a great job.
Sonya is amazing.
I like Sonya.
Sonya
really do.
makes me wish I was a lesbian,
I really.
like a hot lesbian.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying that she does. She's
He's
hot.
a- being
I'm glad people, all three of you.
We're definitely-
Archie's at home like,
We're definitely
everybody's
random.
got their
Archie's like, I
Just
need
saying.
to cut out the last 5 minutes.
She's hot.
I'm more, oh boy.
She's a hot girl.
Everybody- different strokes for different folks.
She's
Man.
a
Whatever
hot
you're
girl.
thinking, buddy.
All right, what is your top 5?
Now let's let Bennett go.
Somebody else.
He's,
Anything
he's
else.
a guest.
Um,
Oh,
I gotta go make sure we don't get banned off YouTube.
No, we'll be fine. You
Number
said
5.
worst things on TikTok. You're fine.
the,
I got banned off TikTok.
I was a big fan of Ambrose. Moxley.
Oh, that's right,
Ambrose.
Sure,
Ambrose.
Ambrose.
Cash
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
this is WWE right now. It's
So I was
Ambrose.
a big fan of the Ambrose cash in. The Shield guys were wrestling for the title.
I don't remember that cash in.
I remember that.
Rollins came back after he tore his ACL, so he was out forever. He went to the powerbomb.
Sure.
Roman's champion or something like that happens, and the title gets vacated.
Okay.
I
It basically
remember
comes down
that.
to Seth versus Roman to wrestle for it. Seth is like, "You've never beat me." Blah 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 blah. The match ends. Well, the coolest match in I've seen is Roman went for the spear, and Rollins called him with pedigree mid-flight.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So Roman goes head first. He catches his arm.
Oh,
drops him with
does
pedigree,
I
pins him.
gotcha.
Ambrose comes.
Was
out
it the
there.
pedigree or was it the double DDT?
No, it was the pedigree.
Oh, fair enough.
Pedigree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he jumped and
All right, fuck yeah.
I
I remember
then
that.
Ambrose came out right after that. Hit him with the double DDT.
Archie, my bad. Archie said so about RSH. I think Chuck just got us kicked off the buzz.
No, it's not a bad thing. I'm just saying I have no chance with her right now. But if I was, never mind. All
He's
right.
just being honest. You want him to lie?
All right, my bad.
Probably.
But we're about to lose our fucking.
We're making it's fine.
We're going to lose our platform here.
CM Punk's second cash in on Jeff Hardy was
Okay.
because then you got a
Remember that? Yeah,
solid
shit.
4 or 5 months of quality storytelling with those two
Mhm.
and good matches. Ziggler is number 3. On
That's
my
the one. That's the one
Ziggler.
match because you already have all said my top 5. So I was gonna be like, how are you not about Ziggler yet in 20 fucking
Mhm.
14?
Yes.
Ziggler, yep.
Ziggler. I mean, that cash in was just
Right after 30,
Was
dude.
that with
Right
Big
after-
E?
Right after 30.
Biggie and AJ came out.
They were all the same
Del
team.
Rio,
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Del
right.
Rio was wrestling swagger,
The
beating-
Swagger.
had in the ankle lock for a long time. He got limping, and then Ziggler came out.
You know, I was looking at the worst. Swagger was the worst.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was
You
pretty
catch it
bad.
on Jericho
Yeah, that was
at a
rough.
I don't know,
SmackDown
I-
taping,
Swagger sucks.
and now they're in
a
a circle together
Swagger
because
sucks.
Swagger didn't get treated right. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, that's why
Um,
Dolph Ziggler's. Let's talk about that for a second because that was in 2014, right after the Yes
Wasn't
movie.
that his year?
It was.
Like Ziggler had a great
It
year.
was.
And he
and
beat
it was
John
actually
Cena
Swagger that caused him to lose it.
Didn't he have to
went-
fight
went
Cena
down. Yeah.
for the briefcase.
Yes.
And he retained.
Mhm.
And that's when AJ turned heel. because she was all flirty with Cena.
Okay.
They did the ladder match.
I
Like Ziggler had to defend that motherfucker
Yeah,
in order to get to that point.
Yes.
And that was like, and it was a big shock because nobody thought he was going to cash in on Raw that night, right after WrestleMania.
Going back to the match, I thought they did it so Cena could have the briefcase.
Sure.
Like, I thought that's why they. I was like, when Ziggler went over Cena, I was like, fuck, maybe they do think he's Shawn Michaels.
He was,
Right.
he was
They do,
supposed to have
yeah.
a big run, and actually
He ran his
Swagger,
mouth.
No, Swagger and him were in a match. He bent down to pick something up, and when whatever the fuck his name is, kicked him in the face,
Oh, yeah,
gave
hurt.
him a concussion,
Mhm.
and then he was out for months. And then he tried to come back early, and then that's when Del Rio did his heel turn because he kicked him in the head 67 times. that
Before the
fucking
rape.
match.
Anyway.
Yes, before the rape. But yeah, he kept kicking him with the same like he was in a trio low on the outside. and just-
I gotcha. See, I thought I heard that Ziggler was running his mouth a lot, and that's why he kind of
I
got
mean, there's a good
pushed back.
possibility. He seems like a kind of like
so both
He does.
he
He
seems like a
does.
douchebag.
injury and then running his
But
mouth.
like a cool douchebag. Like
I think he's funny, but
Now you just
Oh,
want to
yeah.
watch and listen to him.
I think he's from Ohio, so I'm like, fuck yeah. Anyway,
right.
all right, what's next?
Bailey's was solid.
That's
I
right, I
liked
remember-
Bailey's. And then yeah, probably the best one I've seen is it's so close between Edge and
Seth.
Edge on Cena and Rollins at Mania.
Sure,
Mhm.
and I
I'm
think
going with Rollins just because of the Mania aspect. Like
Absolutely.
big.
That's like
Nobody saw it coming.
the biggest fucking dream ever for if you're a pro wrestler, wrestling fan,
Absolutely.
to
Yeah.
win the title in the main event of WrestleMania. Doesn't matter
Absolutely.
how,
That's a
but
dream,
the show
yeah.
is closing with you
And no-
being the fucking guy.
Nobody
Absolutely.
expected that.
Nobody
Like, you
did.
can't do it at it.
Mhm.
The only I'm reaching, but like if there's only one negative, it's like there's
Mhm.
never going to be a bigger stage that somebody can cash in. And
No,
if you
there's
do
not.
cash in on Mania, it's going to get instantly compared to Seth.
Right.
Like he, obviously a great moment, loved it,
Sure.
but like it can't be topped now.
Yeah.
Like
And-
I don't think you're going to top it.
And think about that too, is he ran with that briefcase for a long time. He won it 1 million in
Yeah.
the bank
Mhm.
June. So he held it from June or
April.
July through
Mhm.
April.
April.
That's a long
Yeah.
time. And I really mirror him and Edge's. They're both in my top two. Edge, one, Rollins, two. And I kind of look at them both as the same, if that makes sense. As they
One
both
A, one B.
they really took the same gimmick and they rolled with it. Like Edge started it,
Yeah,
so
they
you
do
know
have
that's
very-
my favorite.
You brought that up when we were talking because it looks like Seth's going to be fighting Edge at SummerSlam.
Right.
It's like
And they
it's like
mirrored
that
their
fucking,
careers kind
I
of
always
mirror.
Look at that fucking Spider-Man thing. One, because it's Spider-Man, it's badass, and two,
Hell
because
yeah.
it reminds me of that meme. It's like Edge points at Seth, and it's like
Mhm.
we are the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Edge
It's
made
like
the
they are
money in the bank.
literally.
You hear the Brood, the Shield.
Yep.
Yeah.
As shitty as the Brood was, I mean, it was cool. at the
Sure.
time.
Yeah, it was cool.
Then you had the tag team run. Seth had his tag
Edge
team
and
run.
Christian, Seth's tag team
Beth
run,
Phoenix, Becky Lynch, like
Sure.
they married in the business.
Lita,
Mhm.
you know,
Like,
it's just
Lita.
But like-
Seth's dick pic on Twitter.
They just-
he obviously
God.
had Vince McMahon's backing because, like, when you hand him the
Mhm.
briefcase when he first cashed
Yeah.
in, Vince is all smiles. He
Absolutely.
wanted Cena to lose. So I mean, I think Seth went right into the authority.
yep.
He did.
With
Yep.
Triple H being
It's
authority.
his guy.
was-
Triple H loves him.
The authority
Yeah.
was such.
And
a
Randy
good-
Orton
And
was-
Triple H even
yeah.
said that after their feud. I remember one promo Triple H did. He was talking to whoever, and he's like, I've always liked Seth Rollins. He's just a guy who I like.
That was his handpicked guy.
Sure.
And
And that
KO
was-
was one of them.
and
as
And that
well.
was after
Yeah.
their feud.
He
So it's
might-
like,
yeah.
different styles in the ring.
Mhm.
That might be the closest person to Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
has been.
I would agree with that.
Mhm.
I mean, he's got the charisma. He's a great talker.
Sure.
I can, on my hand, on a couple fingers, I can count bad matches this season. And I don't even think they're his fault. Like, his
Mhm.
shit with Kane was bad because
Right.
Kane's old and couldn't move.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean-
He's a mayor now.
But he was able to, he had great matches with
Oh,
Brock.
Kane. Yeah, he did.
With
He,
Brock.
he
I
did.
mean, he had great matches
Mhm.
with Brock.
Sure.
Which, again, Shawn put on great matches with fucking everybody he was in the ring.
Remember
HBK,
that
AJ
fucking
Styles, Seth
gauntlet?
Rollins. Those three guys can't have bad matches.
Remember that gauntlet he had to run on Raw?
Yeah.
Of
That's
like
good.
An hour and a
I
half.
really got
That's
to
all
know.
Like,
WWE
that's
needs to
what-
do to
Yep.
get
He
someone
didn't.
over.
He didn't even
Yep.
win. I don't
He
think.
didn't. He lost the last guy.
Wow.
Yeah, like, but
That's tough.
But that's all you have to do to get someone over in WWE.
Absolutely.
Make 'em
Yeah,
look
is
good.
Run a
Mhm.
gauntlet.
Dude.
Then be the first guy in. They did it with him. They did it with Kofi.
I think
Yeah.
Daniel
They did it with
Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I mean, the gauntlet, I guess, is what it is.
I love gauntlet matches.
I do too.
But yeah,
Especially if you get this.
sure. Just get. Yeah, I say make him look really good. Heel or
Mhm.
face, he'd make him
Yep.
look good. People, if you're kicking ass, you're gonna get cheered.
Right.
That's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing though, with like Seth Rollins and Edge, they have the same build. They have the same. Their careers kind of mirror each other, so it makes sense that they're gonna have this epic feud at SummerSlam. That's awesome, and they're, in my opinion, number 1, number 2 Money in the Bank cash-ins. Edge started it. It was awesome. Seth Rollins one-upped him a little bit being at WrestleMania. Then they both ran well with it. It's arguably said that both single careers started with Money in the Bank, because both of which were big time in tag teams, as we already mentioned, and stables. So yeah, I have really nothing to add to that. You've all covered all of them. Dolph Ziggler was one I wanted to bring up, and you did it. And then Seth Rollins and Edge. So Money in the Bank is probably my second favorite pay-per-view of the year, only losing to the Royal Rumble. And both kind of have the same aura, right? Yeah. The same stakes.
And you can also make the point that there's only been a couple bad cash-ins.
Yeah,
I think the last couple of years they've
like I think the failures, like Corbin, was awful. Otis, terrible.
Yeah, Otis is terrible.
And that's why I had to clarify when we were making this list.
Asuka,
like if you're talking about Money in the Bank wins, Damian Sandow's win is top 2.
Sandow.
Yeah, and I tell you that.
Yeah. Then he went to Miz.
Didn't he lose it to John Cena?
Yeah, I think he did.
But they painted the story that Cody was going to be the next in line. He's the Rhodes. He's this and that.
Yep.
At that time, I mean, they're pushing him as the face, and then you have the intellectual, or whatever the fuck he was called, come out. Wait, I loved it. I loved everything about it.
I forgot about that. That's good though.
So the cash-ins, it's hard to pick top 5.
It is.
But because stories though.
But they're all so good. It's just you got to look at the failures that make it bad. Like, but the one cash-in that was successful, like Braun's was successful, right?
Monster
probably.
in the Bank.
Monster in the Bank.
No, because he ended up
having to go to WrestleMania. I don't remember.
He lost.
Yeah. I forget how, but yeah.
I don't remember.
Go ahead.
Carmella had a bad
We were there
she
for when she won her second Money.
I remember that.
Because remember they redid it on Raw.
They did.
She won again.
Yep.
With help from Ellsworth, a fucking heel. But whatever.
And we were there right after Baron won too. So apparently they come to, since they're dating right around July. A lot.
So 3 years in a row they had Money in the Bank. Or not maybe 3 years in a row. I know it was 2 years in a row. For sure they had it in Columbus.
Yeah, I remember that.
2014
it was in Columbus.
Kevin Owens, Cena.
All right, so
I was
Braun
there,
Strowman.
I was at that one.
Oh hell yeah!
Braun Strowman won. He turned heel.
It's a good one.
And then
Sheamus won.
He cashed in and challenged Brock to a one-on-one match, and it would end up being in a no contest and never got addressed again.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
that's how Braun lost.
I'm so glad that Braun's gone, so we don't have to see that again. Because the best part about that is when they both got pissed and would actually get really
they were actually fighting.
The match was
actually fighting
until you fucking slap Brock in the ear and then he punches you in the face.
Yeah, Brock's a douche. That's what it comes down to. It's a douche.
Hey, you punched me in my cauliflower ear. I'm not gonna enjoy it either.
And I don't miss Braun Strowman because his acting was so terrible. It's like, shut up.
Oh my God, Mr. Kennedy.
He did have Money in the Bank. I remember that.
Yeah, Sportskeeda has him as the #1 worst cash-in.
That's fair. I remember him carrying that.
Cash it in.
He won Money in the Bank at 23. He didn't cash it in, and since he did not win a world championship with a contract, he makes his way out of the
fair enough.
Edge took it. That's right, because he had it twice. That's right.
Because Kennedy got another opportunity this time as Vince McMahon's illegitimate son. However, those plans got thrown out after he got suspended for 30 days for violating the substance abuse policy.
And he was a douchebag backstage, apparently. I remember Randy Orton talking about that a little bit. Randy Orton was like, he came and like punched my back. Like, what's up? I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's basically what he said. Not word for word, but
I was so excited for Kennedy because like he had that program with the Undertaker.
It was good
in his career.
Yeah.
His mic thing was awesome. Like,
he'll drop down.
Yeah. But I could see him being I could see him being like a Bob Holly.
He was. That's why I understand too. Like nobody liked him. And Bob Holly was good because he was like early, but at that time it was past that.
Sparky Plug, whatever his name was.
They're past that bullshit.
So he gets mad and chops the shit out of you.
I was really happy when Bob Holly got that big gash on his back. Right? I always hated Bob Holly, so I was like, yeah, suck it. Anyway, is that all we got?
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of money. They got all the Money in the Bank cash-ins to take care of because next week's picks.
Next week are the picks. And next week are not only the picks, but it's the picks that Chuck Winchester picks that are going to beat Yvonne the board and take that briefcase that's right over there. And I'm going to hold him high. And then come some point down the line when Josh doesn't know, I'm going to cash in just like Edge, just like Seth Rollins, just like Dolph Ziggler, just like not Kennedy, just like.
And next year when we do the top 5 worst cash-ins, you'll rank #1.
We already did that.
No, worst.
Oh,
worst.
I see. Next year.
There we go.
Next year.
I dig it.
I'm still out
We'll
on
see.
bad creative.
Hey, man.
Was it
I'll tell you,
accurate?
you got to earn your way back to the spot.
I'm not the people or something like that.
But
I'm not the people.
I hope we fucking know who's all in it by then.
Yeah, I hope
We'll know the men
That's a
tomorrow,
big
but
if.
the women.
That's a big if.
There's two
Like, there's
spots
still two
left.
spots.
Spot for SmackDown.
I'm assuming Liv
Dude
gets
drop.
one.
Oh,
But I don't
God.
know who
Well, Raw
else.
side's full.
I'm surprised they even have enough women
They're
to fill
both on
it.
the SmackDown side, so I figure one's Liv.
I don't know
They
who
have
the
to
other
get Liv
one's
one.
going to be. I don't know.
Like, unless Sonya sneaks in.
Do they have anybody they can call up?
They don't have anybody, do they?
They've got fucking Mia Yim chilling.
She ain't doing that.
She's been that chilling.
Dude, I hope Sonya puts herself in and wins it.
There was actually
That would be cool. I
I
like
read
that.
there was a chance we could see her come back.
I would love that.
You know who is due for a comeback now? She's no longer
Becky
pregnant.
Lynch. Oh, we've been taking out for
And-
weeks.
I swear they
Yeah.
put her on Raw though, right?
I would think, but who knows? Maybe not. Roman's on
Seth is
SmackDown,
on SmackDown.
Yeah.
They tend to try to put couples together.
and Fox has that say in that. So
I almost will bet it'll be like
God
the
damn
last one will
it!
be
So
announced.
my fucking shirt idea could be a thing, and they're not going to do it. Mommy in the bank, like she could, like tell me that shirt wouldn't sell. They tried the fucking mom thing last year.
kind of remember
So,
that.
I remember they
so
released
then
that
you book
shirt.
Seth to win and put Daddy in the bank.
Ugh,
Oh, good
Now
God.
you
That
just-
sounds-
now you just-
that sounds rough.
You
So
Back
we
to
all
Pornhub.
know.
Got it.
It's got a different tone to it.
Yeah. So
I
Liv,
thought Mommy the Bank would have
that
worked.
would be
Time to
cool.
look at
I
the
agree.
rules.
That would have been good.
That would be cool.
That's
Put-
marketing.
Put Liv Morgan in it and then leave like a mystery spot for somebody.
I don't like.
Which
Well,
is
that,
the mystery
I know they don't
spot.
have.
Listen,
They don't have nobody
so
else.
you guys can pick one of the 7 or the mystery. person.
Well, they don't
if
have
there's a
nobody
mystery,
else,
then it's gonna be Becky Lynch. That's it.
It's gonna have
or
to be.
Sonya swerves everybody again.
I would
think
I would
on Sweet
prefer
Sonya.
that. I said that Sonya should have took Becky's spot when Becky left.
You did.
Sonya she is the thing that could be the next big thing.
She's
I love Sonya
I do
Deville.
too. I like her.
Um,
I really do.
but
It
whatever.
should be
She got stalked, almost raped.
Our
I get it.
first-
SmackDown don't have nobody.
Yeah,
else.
take
I
time
would
off.
put her
our
in it.
first pay-per-view with fans
It's awesome.
since
That'd
Mania.
be awesome. That'd be awesome.
All right, guys. Hope you all enjoyed the show. It is your favorite Thursday night show. It's awesome
Mhm.
having Bennett back for the
Yep,
first time in a
absolutely.
Thank you
very
guys for
long
having
time.
me.
Always a pleasure.
Mhm.
Until next time. And as always, guys, continue to follow our station on all of your favorite social media platforms, Facebook and Twitter primarily. And also follow the buzz at all of the social platforms, Facebook and Twitter primarily. Awesome shows over there. We got audio, we got video, all of the good shit, sports, wrestling. That's pretty much it these days. Oh, and TV. We got TV and movie as well with Whiskey Cinema. So hope you all enjoyed the show. If you didn't, we're like almost 2 hours in, so that's on you. And as always, continue to fear regularly scheduled hostilities.